morning to you and welcome to the AM show. Today is Thursday, right? And we are all expecting the finance minister to present the budget statement of government for 2026. You have your expectation, I have mine. We're all looking forward to hearing from the finance minister and what he has in stock for us. May it be good, may it help the development and forward march of Mother Ghana. How will today's show be? And in anticipation of this, budget hearing, we'll be bringing you the AM News. Denise Pomai J will be here with that. After that, we'll bring you AM Sport. And then we'll sit around the table with the news review team and also the big delve into the big stories. Now, as we prepare for the budget, of course, we will be hearing the expectations of our panel on what the finance minister will be presenting. Again, you remember what happened at El-Wak yesterday, where unfortunately 6 young Ghanaians had to lose their lives because there were issues that the security could not deal with, and there was a stampede resulting in the death of 6 people. We'll be dealing with that particular story here on the show. Because of that, the Speaker of Parliament has called for the immediate appointment of a defense minister. We'll delve into that now here on the show. One of the issues that we'll be also be talking about is that the Supreme Court has ordered the Attorney General and the Democracy Hub to file statement in 1 week as to why the agreement with the US of A should not be disclosed or not. We will be looking at that particular story here on the show. And then again, when you go to El-Wak Stadium, the town, we understand, has turned into a ghost town because of military and police suits. We'll be looking at that particular development as well. Joining us today for breakfast is Wanda Madilo. He is a development consultant and a member of the NDC's communications team. Also here, Dr. Joshua Zato is a lecturer at the University of Ghana and a political and policy analyst. He'll be joining us. Also, Kamaldeen Abdullahi is Deputy Director of Communications for the NPP. And Samuel Solomon Owusu is Communications Director for the UP Party. They will all be joining us for us to have breakfast. So you can join us with your thought via social media, and when we activate the phone lines for you to join us. Again, we'll also be having we're having some interviews as well on the show. People will be doing drive-bys on the AM show. As always, my name is Samuel Kojo Brace, and I do this with MFA Akosia at the T. On behalf of the team, good morning, welcome aboard, and stay with us from now to 10 a.m. Let's start with the AM news. And a military recruitment exercise at the El-Wak Stadium turned into a deadly scramble as 6 people were crushed to death and at least 34 others rushed to hospital, with 17 still clinging to life as we speak. The stampede unfolded when the crowd surged forward, overwhelming security barriers. Panic set in as bodies fell and people were trampled upon, claiming 6 lives and dozens suffering injuries. The Ghanaian forces suspended recruitment in Accra, promising a thorough investigation into the incident. Fatau Bayaga was there and captures more.
Thousands gathered in Accra hoping to be enlisted into the Ghana Armed Forces, but the situation soon turned chaotic. Frustrated and desperate for recruitment, many applicants attempted to scale the huge walls of the El-Wak Stadium, risking their lives in the process. The Greater Accra Regional Minister, Linda Oklu, urged calm, but the young people would not listen.
One week, trust me, at the end of 1 week, remember, make sure so be attended. What you say? We relax in my wife. Then we going to be here. Who be here? Who live for something to eat?
Despite earlier reports stating that there were no fatalities, the Ghana Armed Forces later released a statement confirming 6 deaths and several injuries. This tragic news drew the attention of President John Dramani Mahama and top government officials, including Finance Minister and Acting Defence Minister Kasula Tofosen and Deputy Defence Minister Enes Brojajanfi, who visited the 37 military hospital to speak with the victims. Brigadier General Evelyn Vivian Abraham Kwabia, the commander at the 37 military hospital, clarified the details of the casualties after the president's visit.
There's an erroneous information going out. The casualties we have that came through were 28 in number. Those who are dead are 6 and not 12. Those who are critical and in ICU are 5. We have 12 who are fairly critical. The rest are stable. Thank you.
Despite the tragic circumstances, many applicants remained around the stadium, hoping the recruitment process would resume.
I'm hanging around because I'm practicing hope and faith. I'm hoping maybe something might come up and then we would resume what we are here for. So long as the day is not over yet, I'm still around. Though they said the order is from the high commands, I'm still hanging around to see if there will be any change concerning why I'm here.
Meanwhile, the president has ordered the process to be suspended until further notice. For Joy News, Fatal Bayaga, Accra.
Well, the Ashanti region, one person was rushed to the Kumfana Teaching Hospital after reportedly sustaining injuries during a stampede at the military recruitment process. Incidences of fainting were also recorded at the center as some of the applicants could not endure the arduous period under the scorching sun. Emmanuel Bright Kweku was there and reported that thousands of the recruits continued to wait in long queues at the center as the process was expected to eat deep into the night.
So it's almost 6 p.m. here at the Barbara Sports Stadium, and as you can see right behind me, these are potential recruits into the military. In fact, they tell me that it has been quite a Herculean task for them. Some came here as early as yesterday, hoping that they will be served. They have sat here. The numbers have actually reduced over here. In fact, I would like to take you through the process once they come here. So once they get to this place or this recruitment center, they are made to go through or perhaps sit here for a short while they wait for their documents to be scanned. And once the documents are scanned, they move up into the stands, the yellow stands up there, for their body selection, where they will be checked for their height. If they have any piercing of a sort, that will also be checked. And also, if they have any tattoos, and also bow-legged individuals will also not make a cut for this particular recruitment exercise. Once they are done with their body selection, they then move on to documentation, where their documents are also being taken by the officers at this particular center. And in fact, it hasn't been easy for a majority of these recruits that have come here.
I was here last night. Yeah.
What time?
I think 10 p.m. 10 p.m. Yeah. I slept at the gate.
And it's almost 5:30.
Yeah, still I'm still here waiting. Yeah, I'm waiting. I'm waiting to get all my everything done before I leave here. In the morning, we've been here, stranded. They will tell you, go, come, stand up, walk. So tedious. We are very, very tired. Yeah.
Really tired. Have you eaten?
Nothing heavy.
10 p.m. till now, we are still here, waiting for the scanning. Yeah. So the process there is bad.
No, they don't give anything. So I decided for my own to go home, because if I see the population still there, I can't do it. So I have to go home and come back tomorrow morning. Due to unemployment, that's the reason why all the youths are here. If there is some work for the youth to do it, I don't think all this population will be here. I don't think so.
Due to the Herculean nature of this process, there have been some pockets of incidences of fainting and collapsing, and in fact we've had one individual who sustained some injuries and was rushed to the Konfanochi Teaching Hospital. Here is Captain Kwame Jabari, who is the Ashanti Regional Coordinator for the security service here.
Now, there are reports We only have about 5 casualties. 4 of them were just dehydration and then lack of water and because of the heat. So they are responding to treatment. Just one that was sent to Emena and then has been transferred to Konfonochi. So there have no any deaths reported here, as being reported or purported in the social media and from other media outlets. The numbers are quite huge, and then because of manpower and dehydration and then water and stuff like that, that's why we came to the decision that let's do some tomorrow and tomorrow. Yes, and it's coming from the military, it's not coming from.
So for the many of the recruits that are here, the desperation to serve Mother Ghana and also end the unemployment situation they may be enduring, they hope that at the end of this exercise, some good news can come out of it. From here at the Barbara Sports Stadium in Kumasi, my name is Emmanuel Bright-Kweku.
Well, still on this particular development from what happened in Accra, President John Dramani Mahama earlier visited a 37 military hospital to commiserate with the injured and inquire about their condition. Speaking later at an event in Kumasi, the president said a board of inquiry has been constituted to investigate the circumstances that led to the tragic incident.
And to make us say, soldier and penny for my assault to say, Yama and Sia, Omunina, Ayamba Bawa, Oma Hiromonqua. Say Kumasi Hanso, Bibika Crass says here. A chest and Nipa Bako, say, we're proud of the India order Ayarisabia, or no so, your bompa say, Obenya, Ahode, na Yame, Ahunomobo. And cried the enemy catch a soldier for say, Omunja answer. Na Yenshim, na yen shisha fofro, Senebeya, Niesino, NC Sabium.
Away from that, government has allocated 50 million Ghana cedis from the GET Fund to operationalize the National Research Fund aimed at strengthening Ghana's research and innovation ecosystem. Speaking at UCC's Research and Innovation Week and the 10th Research Awards, Central Regional Education Director Dr. Juliet Dufie-Otamie reaffirmed government's commitment to supporting universities. 43 research proposals received grants and 7 researchers were honored for excellence. This report captures more.
The second Research and Innovation Week and 10th Research Awards and Grants ceremony organized by the University of Cape Coast Directorate of Research, Innovation and Consultancy (DRIC) was on the theme National Research Fund for Sustainable Development, a Strategic Developmental Agenda or a Political Rhetoric. In his address, the acting Vice-Chancellor of the University, Professor Dennis Wolanyo-Aheto, commended the university's strides in impactful research.
As the acting Vice-Chancellor of this esteemed university, I am both humbled and proud of the remarkable progress our university has made in advancing quality and impactful research, firmly positioning us as a global hub of research excellence. Our vibrant research culture has yielded transformative outcomes across healthcare, environmental sustainability, agriculture, food security, the social sciences, the arts, and technology, as well as innovation. These achievements, ladies and gentlemen, however, rest heavily on access to diverse and sustainable funding sources.
The director of UCC DREC, Professor David Teidoku, emphasized the need to address critical research challenges.
As we celebrate these milestones, we must recognize that there remain critical areas that demand renewed commitment from the university, from our colleges, from our schools and faculties, from our department, and indeed from every one of us. There is a need to improve our research infrastructure, ensure reliable internet connectivity, provide modern computing resources and analytical software, and expanding the state-of-the-art laboratories.
Echoing the words of the technical advisor to the Minister of Education, the Central Regional Director of Education, Dr. Juliet Dufie-Otamie, pledged the ministry's support for research in universities.
The ministry therefore attaches high premium to the research functions of universities. In this light, government, through the Ministry of Education, has committed itself to creating a sustained research base to support research in our universities. Hence, government has put in structures to operationalize the National Research Fund with a seed money of 50 million Ghana cedis from the Ghana Education Trust Fund, GET Fund.
Guest speaker and chairman of the Ghana National Research Fund, Professor Eric Yunchi Dankwa, lauded government's plans to officially launch the Ghana National Research Fund.
Every Ghanaian should come on board this initiative, and the private sector philanthropists, they should all contribute to the future of the Ghana National Research Fund. That is the future of Ghana.
From Cape Coast, Abigail Lesel Nkrumah reports for Joy News.
And as Ghana joins the global push towards cleaner transport, concerns are emerging over the country's readiness for electric vehicles. With thousands already on the road, industry players say local mechanics lack the skills to maintain them. At a national dialogue on EV repair and maintenance, stakeholders urged government to integrate EV training into technical school education, while the Energy Ministry says plans are already underway for state ministers to begin using electric vehicles by 2026. There's more in the following report.
As climate activists intensify calls for the adoption of electric vehicles to curb harmful emissions, one critical question emerges: is Ghana truly ready for the transition? With thousands of EVs already navigating the country's roads, doubt persists about whether local mechanics have the technical know-how and capacity to effectively service and maintain these next-generation vehicles. Speaking at the National Dialogue on Electric Vehicle Repair and Maintenance in Ghana, Ashini Koi Manasseh, Vice Principal of Administration and General Services at the Tema Technical Institute, emphasized the urgent need to integrate EV training into Ghana's technical and basic education system.
At which level do we bring on board this EV issue? Okay. At which level? So in this case, curriculum development is necessary. It's very necessary. But let's look at the levels.
From the perspective of industry players, Ghana is still far from ready for a full transition to EVs. Kosi Dagbe, Chief Executive Officer of iGarage, observed that many students in technical institutions lack exposure to modern automotive tools and technologies, making it difficult for them to fully participate in industrial attachment.
So the issue is when the students come to the garage, because they are very new to concepts, they are not experienced on the tooling. If we expose them to some of those expensive tools, they end up damaging them. And because these are private garages, we tend out to kind of prevent them from touching our tools.
On the policy front, government says it is taking steps to lead by example. Deputy Minister of Energy Richard Jan Mensah reveals that Cabinet has approved a plan for all state ministers to transition to electric vehicles by 2026.
Cabinet have approved that going to 2026, we will see a lot of almost all ministries or ministers will be driving EVs. The next step after the ministers, government institutions, the heads will also follow.
As Ghana accelerates towards a greener future, the success of its electric vehicle agenda will depend not just on policy and infrastructure, but on the people behind the tools. Until the nation's workforce is fully equipped for the EV revolution, the road to clean mobility may remain a bumpy one.
Moving on to our first story, Finance Minister Dr. Kaysela Tofosun is expected to focus on existing special initiatives and programs to help create more jobs from next year. This will be highlighted in the 2026 budget that will be presented in Parliament later today. Details in the following report.
Sources say government is looking at how the current program can be fully implemented so that the economy can benefit from the real dividend that comes with these initiatives. So, for instance, how can government extend the needed funding to the 24-hour economy program and the Big Push agenda? in order to take off smoothly. This will result in the Finance Minister not rolling out fresh projects and initiatives for 2026, but rather give more details on how government is planning to fund these projects. The Finance Minister will also be outlining other measures that will help deal with the unemployment situation in the country. The Minister will also use the occasion to highlight how government has worked hard to stabilize the economy, looking at what they inherited and what they've done so far. There will be some details about the IMF program and what government's plan is for the economy after the program ends in May 2026. It is not clear for now whether government will heed to the IMF's request for some technical extension of the program by some 6 months.
Now, the Chamber of Agribusiness has appealed to government to increase the budgetary allocation to agriculture to at least 10% of the country's gross domestic product. The government allocated some 1.54 billion cedis to the agricultural sector in the 2025 budget. This represented about 0.115% of the projected GDP for 2025. Sharing his expectations ahead of the 2026 budget, the chief executive of the chamber, Anthony Morrison, said some significant investment will be needed in improving the weak infrastructure systems within the agricultural value chain.
More emphasis have to be put on how we can address the weak infrastructure system that we have in the country, intensification of mechanization. How do we attract the youth into key areas of production? How do we make sure that we have trained them to also man, maintain, and use some of this machinery that we'll be bringing in? We also need to look at the global competitiveness. How are we building global trade, agri-trade intelligence on our cocoa, on our palm, on our cashew? Which other countries are being competitive, and what are they doing to be competitive? And are we also in that doing system of investing to research and development? Government ought to understand agriculture is a competition. The current soya trade between America and China is as a result of the fact that soya globally is worth over $50 billion. Okay, so it's about competition. If you don't invest into research, you don't get anything in return. Now, as a country, where are our weaker areas? We've spoken about irrigation, we've spoken about other areas, and I think that fundamentally we need to increase the current 3% threshold of GDP to at least 10%. We should be able to have continual investment of not less than 1.5 billion for the next 5 to 10 years to make us competitive.
Let's end with the commodities market, and after that we'll bring you AM Sports.
Good morning, time for sports on the AM show. My name is Haruna Mubarak. We start with the Black Stars because Monaco defender Mohamed Salisu and Montreal striker Prince Osei Owusu are the latest players to join the camp in Nagoya after arriving on Wednesday evening. The addition brings the number of players to 21 following Christopher Bonsuba's arrival earlier yesterday, leaving Benjamin Asare as the only one yet to report. The team hit the ground running with their first training session ahead of Friday's international friendly against Japan. The match, which will obviously come off on Friday, forms part of the Black Stars preparations for the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Now, as the Black Stars hope to make their mark, of course, the players hoping to earn a call-up at the Global Showpiece next year. One man who has already left a lasting legacy is Asamoah Gyan. The former captain retired in 2023 at age 37 and remains Ghana's all-time top scorer with 51 goals in 109 appearances. The Ghana FA says it's now waiting for Gyan to provide details on the players he would like to feature in his upcoming testimonial match.
I'm sure that we know what Gyan has done for us from age 17 until 2019 when he went on retirement following our exit from the Africa Cup of Nations in Egypt. He's been embarking on other, facets of the economy, other personal projects and what have you, but the Executive Council feels we must lead the charge to give him a fitting testimonial. So we have spoken to Gyan. He's aware of the plan of the Executive Council. Discussions and conversations are underway. We would like him to tell us who he thinks must be part of the ceremony and when it will be appropriate. Once we get the full list of players that he would like to have in the testimonial game, then we will start proper planning by engaging the players, speaking to them to find the right time. We'll also decide on the location, decide on other programs in the lead up to the testimonial. But I mean, in a nutshell, is a way of celebrating one of the best players we have produced in the last 2 decades, an all-time African top scorer for now, our all-time top scorer for the national team, and also Africa's top scorer at the World Cup. Gyan's club career may not have been flamboyant, but we acknowledge, appreciate what he contributed to the national team. We hear his own colleagues, talk about Gyan and what he did, his playing mates, his friends, and those who even came after him. Keep saying a lot of good things about Gyan, and is the reason why we want to celebrate him. Hopefully, when we put all the various ingredients together, we will come out with the details regarding the testimonial match.
Speaking of the World Cup, SWAG President Kobina Yeboah has reflected on how former FIFA President Sepp Blatter helped open doors for African commentators a decade ago. In an interview with Joy Sports editor Nathaniel Attor, Yeboah praised Blatter's role in shaping opportunities for African voices in global football coverage.
There is no way you're going to have an African commentator running commentary
on the Euros.
On the Euros. It won't happen. It had to take the intervention of Sepp Blatter to put a halt to that. After his exit, we're back to square one. So Sepp Blatter, if you remember, in 2010, decided that the World Cup should go to Africa. Before that, South Africa had contested Germany
and had lost
for the 2006 World Cup. So what did Blatter do? He had to institute what he called a rotation policy to ensure that no continent would contest with the African continent. So the 2010 World Cup was reserved for Africans. Morocco contested, South Africa, eventually South Africa won. After South Africa have won, because of the disrespect they still have for Africa, they insisted Africa could not host the World Cup and continually pestered Sepp Blatter with what plan B was going to be. They suddenly spoke about the fact that there was so much crime in South Africa, they couldn't host it, and what was plan B? And Sepp Blatter continually told them, South Africa is plan A, South Africa is plan B, South Africa is plan C, and ruled that only African commentators should run commentary on the world stage. But because of the level of professionalism that needed to be met at that level, Sepp Blatter sent international commentators to Ghana to come and offer some training. I remember John Helm coming to Ghana. And then from there, he took quite a number of African commentators to Senegal for training. And after Senegal, they went to Marseille and then finally in Paris. It was in Paris that I had the opportunity of joining the training. So the committee was just reserved for Africans. They were still not convinced we could do it. And at the quarterfinal, I remember at the quarterfinal, they were so impressed that a team from AUB, that is African Union of Broadcasters, came all the way to South Africa to pat us on our backs and organize some form of a party for the team.
Now, Black Princesses head coach Charles Sampson says he's satisfied with his team's performance despite losing the WAFU B Under-20 girls final to Nigeria. He believes the competition provided valuable lessons as the team prepares for their World Cup qualifier against South Africa in February next year.
There is no way you're going to have
I'm very, very satisfied in many things, but our lack of concentration to concede goals like this, of course, is a hard one to take in. But the purpose of coming here is also to see certain things of us that we need to develop on, and also to see how we handle different situations. So with that said, I'm very, very happy that we're able to experience this, whilst we have something ahead of us which is greater and we are looking forward to. This was what I was looking for. From the 2 games we played throughout our preparation and played Tunisia now, I was very certain that we need more work to do. So this particular WAFU tournament has really helped us to see what we need to add up to the team. So of course, we'll be doing more scouting and to add 1 or 2 from different roles in the team that we need. Today I saw that they also tried to tactically change their format a little bit. We also did it, something which is a little bit new in our team, and I was looking forward to try it also in this tournament. And so I was happy that we were able to adjust to it and to play with 2 center forwards and 3 back in the case of 3-5-2. And I saw that they also tried to adopt almost the same thing in a 3-4-3, yeah, one could say it. But the systems doesn't change anything than the principles and the methods that we have. I'm glad that the girls were able to adopt to that and to show that.
To the Ghana Premier League, Asante Kotoko missed the chance to move into the top 4 after a goalless draw with Vision FC in Tema. The Porcupines now sit 7th on 15 points, while Vision are 10th with 12 points. Kotoko coach Karim Zito expressed disappointment over his side's lack of cutting edge in front of goal.
They were very, very wasteful at the third end of the what do you call it? Vision is. We created some chances. We should have scored at all costs, but we were not focused. So, but at the end of the day, I'm okay with the 1 because it's a league, and you go to play an away game, and you don't win, and you lose. I don't think it's good. So, to me, I'm content with the 1, not because of anything, but the way the game went. I think I'm content. I'm content with the 1 goal.
Coach, how close did the game go according to your plan?
Oh, well, they say a team that creates a chance is a good team. And when you watch the proceedings, you quantify all the effort, all the creativity that Kotoko did, and then with Vision, I think we are ahead of them. We are ahead of them. So at the end of the day, my next preparation should be goal scoring. When you watch even our game against Asafo, look at the way we created chances and then we couldn't bury them. So I'm okay. I'm okay.
We can now hear from the head coach of Vision FC, Nana Ajima, who is disappointment with a point.
I think that it's a big disappointing draw. Definitely going into the game, if you're playing Kotoko, they are always going to be the big 3. But Vision was ready to be the small axe and pick up all the 3 points. If you look at the game, the way it went, first half, second half, 90 minutes, we actually reduced Kotoko to no chance at all. Kotoko created nothing, 0 in the game, 90 minutes. We had 2 half chances and 2 clear chances. and then we couldn't take it. So for us, it's a huge disappointing draw. When we analyze Kotoko are known for three things. They are known for their wide play, always using Peter. They are also known for their set plays, long throw-ins, corner kicks, very dangerous. And they also play long shots. If you look at today, they tried a few of the long shots, but our goalkeeper was in good position and other ones went out. There were corner kicks, but they weren't dangerous, and then we reduced Peter to nothing at all in this game. So I think that for us, it's a huge disappointing draw because we got into spaces or areas where we could have actually punished Kotoko, but we didn't. But 1 point against the Occupying Warriors, I think it's a well-deserved one.
And that's your sports on the AM show. My name is Haruna Mubarak.
All right, so good morning to you wherever you are, and welcome to the news review segment of the show. Now, let me get you through what the papers are reporting before we bring in our guests who are all seated in the studio. Let's start with the Daily Graphic newspaper. And then on the front page, it says, President Mahama launches Nkukonketsenkete initiative, 3 million beds to be distributed to, nationwide, and this will benefit some 60,000 households throughout Ghana. Again, lithium agreement laid in Parliament, but minority calls for its rejection. They are raising some issues with a particular, agreement that has been laid in Parliament. And budget presentation, we are being told that COVID-19 levy is set to go off. So we are all expecting how that will be. And the biggest news from yesterday, military enlistment in Accra on hold because there was a stampede that led to the death of 6 young ladies. So that one is that you can get details of that story in the Daily Graphic. We understand that 5 injured in Kumasi as well. Okay, at the back page, big story for the Upper West and East regions. 260-kilometer road projects begin in those 2 regions. That's huge. 260 kilometers is not easy. Get details of that story on the back page of the Daily Graphic. Let's do the Daily Guide newspaper now. And new lithium agreement barred, according to the former Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Samuel Abujinapo. He was the one who laid the original agreement in Parliament earlier, but didn't get ratification. He says this new one is bad. Get details of that because he's raising some issues, some loss of revenue that Ghana will be getting in this new agreement that has been laid. So get details of that story on page 9 of that paper. Again, 191 arrested over a Heat police station mob attack. Remember the Shudiem story? Get details of that story on the Daily Guide. Now, GAF Recruitment Stampede, 6 females dead, 22 injured. We understand that a lot more, have been injured. Helicopter crash victim's wife in court over DNA. Really? I have been hearing this story since Tuesday, but the Daily Guide newspaper is reporting this particular story. AG to call for witnesses against Wontumi. Details of that in there. Let's do the insights now. Ghana secures landmark investment for space program as India investors target irrigation and green energy and agribusiness. Mahama unveils Nkukonketsenkete project. It's been captured by other papers too. Utusenya is the shift that is reshaping political power. Get details of that in there. IGP urged to stop illegal disturnement activities by a group in Gomwa Asin. Wow, that's an interesting story. Get details of that. Now, the Overseer newspaper. Atufosen presents growth-focused budget today. Says no new taxes and more jobs ahead. And that's the expectation of a lot more people in Ghana. Get details there on page 3 of that newspaper, the Overseer. Mahama launches Nkukonketsenkete initiative to boost food security and livelihood. Ghana Armed Forces sets up board to probe recruitment stampede. And MPA boss calls on former President Kufuor ahead of 20th anniversary. That's a good thing by a lawyer there. Okay. The Daily Democrat, big boost for local poultry as the Nkukonkete initiative gets launched. 2026 budget signals hope as pushes for economic development and growth. And 25 nabbed in Ghana gold smuggling crackdown. Let's do the New Republic. DNA bombshell. 2 MPs dragged into paternity scandal after helicopter crash. Widow flees with child. This story is becoming okay. Ghana and Nigeria reaffirm liberation era ties, and 7 crushed. Stampede turns recruitment drive into deadly chaos. Energy Ministry MPA to save investment in LPG supply chain. Let's do the Vanguard now. And storm brews over Brian's Army blog. Okay. It says several theories emerge over Brian Achampong's U.S. Air Force career claims. Patrol attendant, cleaner, and reserviced stories swirling around the Abetivi MP. Well, I don't know, but you can get details of that on the page 2 and 3 of the Vanguard. Fake doctor busted and chaos at El-Wak Stadium, 6 dead. And that's it for the papers here. But you can also go on to Majoy Online for other stories. And, that is the CIMG news portal of the year. So go on to majoyonline.com and get details of other stories making around on that paper. But majoyonline.com, it says, okay, let's see. What to expect as Dr. Forson presents 2026 budget to Parliament today. Our research team has broken down what to expect. So go in there and get details of what you can expect as a Ghanaian as the finance minister reads the budget today. Okay. All right, so let me welcome my guest in the studio. We have Kamaldeen Abdullah. He is Deputy Communications Director of the NPP. Kamal, good morning.
Good morning, Kojo.
Hope you're well.
I'm terrific. And you?
Yeah, I'm well. Dr. Joshua Zato is a policy analyst and a lecturer at the University of Ghana. Doc, good morning to you.
Good morning. Good morning, boss.
Hope all is well.
I always like listening to your voice on the 5:30 show.
Top story.
Top story. Usually that's what takes me home when I'm going out listening to it.
Oh, okay.
I know the man behind that.
One day I have to give you a hunter on that show.
Thank you for a good job.
Well, Solomon also is, okay, I don't want to say controversial, but he is
very controversial.
The communications director and spokesperson of the United Party. So, good morning to you.
Good morning, good.
Hope all is well.
It's well, but it's not well because Zato must be represented here as a member of the NPP. As a member of the NPP, straight up, so that we know we have 2 MPP members that we are dealing with.
So we know him as a policy and political analyst.
And I know him as a member of the NPP.
Oh, really?
Yes.
You have his card details, huh?
Of course, and he going to contest on the ticket of the party in Sisala East. Sisala East. So let it be.
We've not started though, but that's what I said though.
Are you denying the MPP?
He's my friend. Oh. Meanwhile, whenever he sees me, he's doing this to me.
No, are you denying the MPP?
Facebook and see a picture he had there.
Let's
go to Facebook, go see.
Wanda Madilo is a development analyst and a member of the NDC's communications team. Wanda, good morning.
Yes, a very good morning to our viewers. The unfortunate incident.
Yeah.
Notwithstanding, still a very good morning.
But I'm waiting for your appointment too. When is it coming? Or you are not after any appointment?
I mean, appointees do not determine when, how, and who appoints them. And
okay, the appointer has to appoint.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
It will come to you. Remember me when your kingdom comes.
Thank you very much.
All right, I guess that it's right. Okay, so as we do always, we give you, today because of time, I have to give you just 1 minute maximum for you to give us your reflections, and then we'll delve into the issues. Let me start with you, Wanda.
I'm pretty sure it will be part of our discussions, but I cannot but make mention of what happened, the military recruitment, stampede. I think that maybe when I have a better chance to explain, I will be able to.
It will be the first, actually.
Offer some.
Okay, then let's start. Then let's start with it. Well, because that is the biggest story today.
Yeah. So on this recruitment business, we've been losing lives, not always just around the recruitment itself. Even when they enlisted and they go for training and all that, we hear about a few incidents here and there and all that. But this one is of much concern, and this raises to many the level of unemployment we have in our country. We've been seeing that, I mean, year on year when there's recruitment going on. But yesterday's numbers, I mean, terrible numbers. And you have people who were under the sun, I mean, no proper shed. If you've been to El-Wak before, you'll know that it's just an open place. Even where you have the shed, it's very limited and all that. You saw people climbing, scaling over the wall and all that and all that. I think that going forward, the enlistment process, and this has been my personal position, that we should not always wait 2 years, 3 years after and announce to the whole country, 33 million people. You're talking about a youth population of about 60% who are willing and ready to go into the military to gather at certain points just because of enlistment. We all see how National Service does their recruitment. One of the ways they do it is that you apply and then you are posted, and then you try to book an appointment and you go through the details. I think that is what should have happened. Where people apply, you apply on the system, you have been approved. Once approved, you now book appointments with dates available. And you know, because you are the one in charge of the database, you know you can only do 100 a day. So once the slot is finished, the person has to go to another day. So you can control the numbers of people who gather in terms of going to the body selection and all that process. Yeah. I think that is one of the things we have taken for granted and missed. Number two, I do not understand, and it's been years, I have had people apply, I don't know how much now, 300 Ghana cedis or 200 Ghana cedis, and yet they show up and there's not even water for them. There's not even water. There's no provision of food, and you're expecting people to show up. Some people showed up at 3 a.m., and will be leaving that place at 5 p.m. What are they going to be eating? Because you can't leave the place and say you're going to eat and come back and all that. And
some say they go there at 1 a.m., 2 a.m.
Yeah, and we know people have some underlying health conditions, even though that should have actually scared you from the military. But we do know that some of those are just going concerns will be resolved and all that. And so there are many challenges that we've had with this recruitment process. One, I'm told, has been going on in 5 different locations. Accra is obviously always the most congested because of our numbers and all that. And so the military, the Ministry of Defense, the military, if I say military, I want to now segregate them from the Navy, the military, the Air Force and all that, should be doing better. I know that it's very, very difficult to recruit from all these centers because what would be the quotas? If you are taking 4,000 people, what are you going to give? What quota are you giving to Ashanti? What quota are you giving to, say, Volta? Which quota are you giving to Greater Accra? I know that is difficult, but again, even if you want to do it centrally in Accra, we still can do that. But it will be such that people book appointment before you show up. And people go there for days without getting access because they don't have the body size to be able to push around, to show people and all that. And this whole business about Stampede, we should know that when you put so many people in one place and you expect them to expect the process to be a survival of the fittest and who you know and who is in charge of what, these are some of the challenges you're likely to have. But I'm very much excited that the president took time off his busy schedules all the way from Kumasi, showed up in Accra to commiserate with the victims and those who, families of those who have actually passed on. But I think that we can do better. I think that there's room for improvement. I also think that the military that we know as a body that is very efficient in terms of management should be doing better than we have seen.
In this day and age, when you see the numbers who had applied, even before you get there,
what hurts me the most is that a day before yesterday, we were talking about the helicopter crash and the whole country was semi-mourning. And so you didn't want to hear that, somewhat attached to the same ministry, something like this is happening again. And they've had to issue another statement, which drowned the discussion about how the whole helicopter crash, happened and all that. Even today, we should be reading the budget, but that again is drowned because of lives being lost and the whole discussions around the military. I think we can do better. I have always insisted that this business about employing, recruiting people through the Ghana Armed Forces before we distribute them to the Navy and all that. The Navy could have done that because the people who applied to the Navy. Those who applied to Air Force. Those who applied to Ghana Armed Forces. And the Ghana Armed Forces, they even have the senior ranking and the junior ranking and all that. We could have just segregated them at that level. Not necessarily about having different centers across the country, which I know is difficult because the quota system becomes a problem.
Okay.
You know, how many will you give to Ashanti? So all the people that went to body selection in Ashanti, how many are they allowed to take? How many is Water allowed to take? How many is Greater Accra allowed? That would be difficult. And so you want to have a central system. We can have a central system that spans about two months. There's nothing wrong. Where you have a central system, everybody comes to Accra, all right, but you're dealing with 200 a day, 200 a day, 200 a day.
So you give different appointment dates to different people.
Exactly. I know people from my constituency from Ketu South who showed up yesterday and they were told to go home and come back another day. Even with that, you still saw some stampede. So you see the numbers we're dealing with. I'm sure if we're dealing with about 300 a day, 300 a day, after 10 days you have done 3,000. After 1 month, you have done like 9,000. And 2 months, you would have done 18,000. So we can find a way to do some of these things as appropriately as possible. Number two, even at the place where they were doing the recruitment, we could have had several, machines for the body selection and all that. So you have like 20. So you are doing 20 in every 10 minutes, 20 in every 10 minutes. In about 1 hour, you should be doing like 60 times 6 times 2. That should be like 120 people in few minutes. So I think that we can do that. We have done that with our elections and all that. We do run elections in this country, and there are very minimal issues when it comes to this kind of things. And yet, that's a process where people gather, and we have to finish within a certain time. So the military should be copying from what is happening. The digitalization that they promised us, that they were deploying on their system, should also reflect in the way they manage in the crowd and all that.
So let me bring you in here. What lessons? I mean, God, this is a country where things happen, but we don't seem to learn anything. From where you sit, what do you think should be the lessons that we as a country will learn from what happened yesterday?
That we have been lackadaisical, we have not been truthful to ourselves as a country. Corruption is the manifestation of some of these things. Because you remember, year in and year out, be it NDC, MPP, what we have been hearing is that we have created 2 million jobs, 3 million jobs, 4 million jobs. If these numbers were indeed true, we would not be experiencing the kind of numbers that poured out to take part in military recruitment. I have looked at the number of them. I have interviewed some of the prospective recruits, and I can tell you without any shred of equivocation that they are not interested in the military. The only motivation there is that they do not have jobs. That is the only motivation, and they see it as an avenue or a stepping stone to put body and soul together. That said, it means we have to be serious. We must stop politicking and go into the nitty-gritty of why governance must
excuse me,
year in and year out. See the amount of money that is stolen from the kitty that could have bettered the lives of these people. See how we invest monies, our priority areas. You understand? Look at what has been going on at the Public Accounts Committee. Billions of cedis that are always thrown out when we could have used it to better the loss of these young ones. We don't do it. We only pay lip services to them. If you are employing people into the military and the police, you are not giving any jobs. These are statutory jobs that will always be there. That does not expand any economy. But yet, that is where we are fixated. I understand 4,000 people are going to be recruited. Yet they sold 60,000 forms. You understand? So clearly 56,000 of them would have lost their money, I mean the money that they used to pay their forms, yet they will not find their way into the military. So it must be a learning curve. I'm very happy I saw one of your headlines that the finance minister says he's going to focus on what? Job creation. Job creation. It must not be a lip service. There must be an actualization of that. And that would mean we must expand the base of the Ghanaian economy. We have been doing a gorgeous back economy for far too long. Relying on gold and cocoa every now and then, that does not give us much. Meanwhile, we have all the solutions. Now, with this recruitment, does it not strike you that if you go to most of our various secondary schools, we have cadets?
Yeah.
I mean, what is the essence of the cadet?
All the way to the universities.
All the way to the universities. At the secondary school level, for a student to be interested in cadet, it means really he wants to be part of the security service. We train all these people. The schools invest heavily in it, and at the end of the day, we let go of them. Nobody takes them. Nobody even knows their progression in life. then we come back and do what we call recruitment. I believe that going forward, the foundation must be those that are with the various cadets. And that will mean that we must take steps to go to all the various secondary schools, and then if they don't have it, have cadets there, so that we will see those genuinely that want to be with the army. If you are genuinely with the army, with the cadet at the secondary school level, then that will be your basic entry point to sieve the numbers. Because I can tell you, those that some of them, they can't even handle rifle. They are too weak. You see their body chemistry, and they can tell you that this index cannot be in the Ghana army. You understand? But yet, he has bought forms, he wants to be there. So that should be the basis of all the recruitment. Then beyond that, look, those over there, if you go on various social media portals, they don't even trust the process. They believe that those that will be recruited are already home. And they are the ones struggling. How are we ensuring or assuring them that the process will be fair for them? That is my concern. But we must, as it were, go back and expand the economy. If we are focusing on agriculture, it can absorb a lot of these people. Yeah. We are focusing on construction. I understand that they will be pushing more money into the big push. I believe that it happens. And I would be the happiest person to see it happen. A lot of areas. Look, palm fruit alone, or palm. We have been in this country concentrating all our efforts on development of cocoa. Yet palm alone gives Malaysia 20 billion annually.
Oh, there's a lot of business, a lot of money in palm.
Absolutely. And we have a fertile land. Even in our case, Malaysia came to take the palm fruit here, and we taught them how to even grow it. Why have we left it?
Everything about the palm is business. It's money.
It's money.
Because you have the palm kernel oil itself as money. You have the palm oil itself there. So one product, I'll get the palm oil. Yes. I'll get the palm kernel oil. Yes. I can also sell the shell. It's a lot of.
You understand? But I heard this administration, and I hope it's captured somewhere. I don't know what the finance minister is going to say, but if he's going to focus on the development of palm as one of his strategies of dealing with unemployment, I'll be the happiest person.
Okay.
And beyond that, you see, if you take our import bills, you will see all the areas. We cannot have comparative advantages in all these areas, but there will be some products that we have comparative advantage. I mean, how much would it take for us to invest heavily in garment? If you go to Vietnam now, garment is what is keeping their economy intact. We have a lot of people drifting from the northern part of this country to the southern part. Mind you, Tamale and these environs used to be the growing basket of cotton to feed our textile industries. So I believe that that area must also be looked at. And it all boils down to how well our banks will support our private sector. I see the policy rate coming down. I see inflation going down. I see the exchange rate being stabilized. But as to whether or not these banks will not over-concentrate or go and bring your house here, your house there, someone that finished university not long ago, how do you expect a person to produce a house before you give the person
But they say it's the BOG's directive. So
and that is why this
the BOG has to work.
So it goes back to the bank, the government, that in one breath you are doing well, all your indicators, you are stabilizing it. But your policy direction must also, as it were, endanger some of these extension of facilities to the private sector. Because the private sector is the only way out. Government cannot employ more than 800,000. For government to employ more means to increase the amount of money that we are expending on our compensation. And if you spend more of your tax revenue on compensation, how much will be left for you to invest in capital expenditure? It means at the end of the day, we are not going to construct more roads, more hospitals, more schools, and so on and so forth. So let the private sector take the lead in all these things. But as we are advising government to be investing heavily in areas that will create more jobs, let us also advise the youth. Some of them are terrible. I'm a businessman, I have open business. If I tell you what they did to me and have done to me, a lot of people are investing their monies into treasury bills, not because they don't want to create businesses, but if you create business in this country, it's as though you have committed the first offense. We must begin to engineer, conscientize the youth that you cannot acquire all the wealth you are looking for today. Because some of them, they go into employment, they see that maybe the manager is having a Camry, the next day the person must also have a Camry. So if you were to check a lot of the youth and their backgrounds, some of them have worked in one or two companies, and you ask yourself, why did they leave? You have a lot of young guys that are in the transport business, drivers. They steal with impunity. They don't care. So they move from this place and go to the other side. They know every day they'll come. The moment they don't get it, then they become a burden to society. So we also must have a way of letting them understand that every business is a going concern. And that if you go in and think that you want to have everything today, nothing will work. Once we do that, that would also encourage those with the capital to invest in creating more jobs for them to have jobs to do. Because it's not the responsibility alone of government to be creating jobs. It's you and I. And the private sector is withdrawing because of some of these experiences. Yeah. When we are able to do that, I think we'll make a headway.
Solomon Osu is the communications director of the UP party.
You nearly gave me
exactly. Anyway, but he said something that reminded me of something I saw when I went to Sankor Senior High School about the cadet. Look, the display the young boys and girls gave at the Sankor speech and prize giving day was marvelous. I mean, these are the people that maybe the Ghana Armed Forces should look at tapping. So you go to these schools, you watch their displays and see that they are fantastic. And really, you can then screen those guys to admit them into the Ghana Armed Forces. So he just reminded me of Sankor Senior High School in Ahanta West. And I hope that those young ladies and men that I saw display at the Sankor Senior High School will one day get enlisted in the Ghana Armed Forces. But I agree with his proposal. Ghana Armed Forces should probably look at schools like Sankor that has very beautiful, cadet that you could tap from. Those days, Sir Alex Ferguson was producing good players because he was tapping from schools.
That is it.
So maybe we can also go to schools like Sankor Senior High School in Ahanta West, Bedubonso. St. Mary's has a very long-standing cadet that churns out a lot of, good product. I remember when I was in the university, Atlantic Hall, they had a very good cadet, and some of them are in the army now. So maybe the government can tap into it and drafting a lot more people. So Sankor Senior High School, my regards to all of you this morning. But yesterday, the speaker, let me come to you, Joshua Zato. The speaker mentioned that it is time there is a permanent Minister of Defense. But before we come to that, let's listen to one MP who was speaking on this particular matter, Laadi Ayamba, MP for Pusiga. Listen to her. Then I'll come to you, Sato.
But I want us to all take solace in the Almighty Allah. There is nothing that happens that doesn't happen at the right time. This is what the Almighty Allah has ordained for them. Today is their day. No matter how, no matter what, no matter who was there, as what, even if we brought all the presidents of the world to sit there as ministers or whatsoever, once today is ordained for them to die, they will. And this is what has happened. Unless you don't believe in the oneness of God, unless you don't believe in the oneness of the Almighty Allah, it is not anybody who wanted them to die. There is no single officer there who wanted even one single soul to pass.
All right, so that was MP for Pusiga there, Laadi Ayamba. Joshua Zato. Yeah, one to respond. No, again, but this is an MP from Wonder's party, right? So it's okay that Wonder.
Oh, you want me to respond? No. So first of all, the comment is reckless. It's condemnable. It makes no logic for you to stand a representative of the people, and this is not the position of the NDC. No. That you want to tell
this is her personal.
That's her personal position, and very condemnable.
It's the position of NDC.
We cannot.
Don't do that.
We cannot.
It is the position of the NDC.
How can that be the position?
How can you negligently kill people and come and tell me the position?
No, it's not the position of the NDC. She spoke in her capacity as MP for Pusiga, not the position of the NDC. And for me, I think that these are some of the slippages we should avoid. I don't think that this is the position to go. Yes, we do understand that everybody has his time on this earth.
Yeah.
But when I go, you are not the one to tell me whether it's my time or not. My time. Only God knows that time. And therefore, this conjecture, this flippant, this pedestrian commentaries is of no use. And the NDC condemns that in absolute terms, especially when he has to take the president to respond all the way from Kumasi, show up in Accra. The speaker, of whom you were in the chamber with, also showed up at the hospital to commiserate with people. This is not the kind of comment the NDC endorses.
A comment came when they were discussing whether or not it's time for a permanent defense minister. And she said, well, whether or not you had a permanent defense minister, we don't have averted this.
Thank you. I just want to say, because I think it's fair, so that he will say, I'm trying to be fair. Look, before that constituency was made Pusiga and Habaku, it was the Boku constituency. They had a member of parliament called Hawa Yakubu. Honorable Hawa Yakubu, remember?
Yes.
Remember Hawa Yakubu? May her soul rest in perfect peace wherever she is. Imagine how Yakubu had this platform. We've had women of substance in parliament who stand up, and I don't want to make it a woman meant to make the men shiver. If you had nothing to say, young girls died. If you had nothing to say, mothers were mourning, mothers were crying. When you have such people making policies for us, and then you wonder where we are as a country. When you have such mediocrity, when you have, and you see, the problem is that, and I'm happy about something. Everybody in the chamber was cringing. You could feel the cringe. Not only in the manner, even how people were like, what are you saying? What? I can't use the word I want to say. Hey, old people were like, what are you saying? Because no, look, if you saw the faces, and that for me, that's because like people were like, no. This woman is not worthy to be called honorable. I don't want to say something that the privileges committee may hold me there because I can't afford a lawyer. So I'll just leave it like this. But she is not the epitome of women in leadership that we want to see in parliament. She has failed that. You see, sometimes when something happens, you want people to rise up to a minimum level. You just want her to rise up there. She's failed it and failed it woefully.
Wouldn't you just say maybe this is one slip that you could...
No, it's not a slip. There can be a slip in the speech. You can see it. But see, she developed the whole point.
Okay.
When you make a slip, you don't develop a full point. She started somewhere. The central thesis of her argument is that it was their time. And she developed it. If it was a slip, you will see. You will know this is a slip, but she developed her whole point. Okay. She ought not to be see her. The citizens of Pusiga, the people of that place, will see this and they will bow their hair in shame because their MP hasn't covered them in glory. She hasn't covered herself in glory. It's shameful. But we can go to something else I want to go. My condolences to the families of these people. One thing was sparing me, they were young girls.
Yeah.
You know, for a very long time, you think that the military is a place for men, maturity, but those are young girls. And they had a dream. They went out there to hustle. And to all those hustling there in Ghana and Accra this morning, I respect your hustle and I pray for your hustle. They wanted a job. They wanted to go into places that are not traditional, let me say, women places. They did it. And something similar happened. You know, yesterday they told someone, the commander that spoke there, she was also a woman. And that for me says something. That yes, they were trying to rise up probably tomorrow to stand where she stood. As I don't know if she's a brigadier general or she's a general. Powerful woman in the military. My point is that we should see some inspiration in their struggle. We should see some inspiration in their aspirations to serve their country. That they are not sitting at home and they are not sitting trying to look on their looks and everything, but that they are saying that wherever the men are struggling and hustling, we too will go there and hustle. There is something reputable and something recognizable by what they do. There was also another issue about accountability. And in this country, we just say accountability, but we don't follow up with the questions. Accountability for what? Accountability to whom? How on earth do you have a country that is surrounded? Even look at our surroundings. We have serious security surrounding, and we didn't have a substantive minister of defense since August. How do you get?
But what would it have changed about this if we had a substantive minister?
It could have. It's policy. Recruitment is about policy. It's not about practices. somebody could supervise this thing, and somebody to handle.
But we have a deputy minister. We have an acting minister.
That's the question. Why do you even the acting, the finance minister? Look, you want to tell me that the finance? Look at yesterday. Just look at yesterday and today. Finance minister has a budget to present. So it's fair to say that for the last week, 2 weeks, he was busy on the budget. That's fair. That's a fair assessment to make, and not on this recruitment. But at the end of the day, the optics also matter. In politics, the optics and the policy also matter. That we needed to have a full finance minister. We needed to have somebody there to this, and also begin to ask. Because see, for me, I love the Ghana Armed Forces, and I respect their discipline and everything. But this is a routine assignment. It's routinized. We've been doing this recruitment all over the country, in all the places. This has been decentralized. There was an issue by an MP yesterday trying to say that it was not decentralized, and even I don't know, there was something happening in Parliament yesterday. The Speaker had to say, no, this has been centralized. Yesterday it was happening all over the place. Almost all the years that's what happened. You have to deepen it. But I'll pick a point that my brother Solo made, and I want to build on that. He talked about the point that we can start with the cadets. Yes. But we shouldn't stop with only the cadets. We should also start with the sports. Remember, there's inter-schools, there's inter-co. In fact, you have it at the JSS level, SS level, inter-co level. That is where you begin to see the men and women who are, let me say, physically fit and who want to serve in system. If you realize, almost all the cadet guys are sports people. A good number of them, because very active and good. So
why don't you just focus on the cadet?
Let's build on that. I'm saying let's build on that. Because what if you didn't make it a cadet, but you are the best 100 meters runner in... Where's your constituency? Where's your district? Where's your hometown?
Hunter West.
Hunter West. So imagine at the basic school level, you are the best 100 meters runner.
I used to play football. No, I wasn't a runner.
Did you win anything? You said, I go there. I want to help you out. You are bringing yourself. No, we could do that. You say they're just champions. You are bringing yourself. I was over Ayamba. I didn't do sports, so I don't go carry myself. Hey, it's okay. Don't talk. I don't do sports. We could say at the district level, they give first gold, yellow, three. Those are the best.
So gold, silver, bronze.
In all the listen. Then even at the SS level too, they give. They're at the national level. These are the people. You can even say that if you participated at the national level, that means that you came from your region as the best sports people. We can already give this people an advanced leg. Unless something happens after that, the discipline, because see, sports disciplines people. A lot. It's the discipline you need in these forces. So once you've done it at the district level, at the regional level, and made it to national, we can say you've already gone heads up. Universities are beginning to do that, giving scholarships. So we can give scholarship. My point is that begin raising these men, young men and women at the schools level, at the basic level, at the secondary, at the university level. Then there are those that you know to have disciplined themselves, have accepted rules, and have played how to come here. When you do that, by the time you are getting this recruitment, you then say, look, at all those people with gold, silver, and bronze, you have an automatic qualification if you choose to. You see how it goes? Objective fair is called meritocracy. It's merit. So you are saying that if you are a young boy, and that's why schools will begin. There were some of there was this kid in your class who couldn't even spell his name. Put him on the football field, and the Pele will watch. You understand? Those guys will keep them and make sure they come. By the time you get to this place you are. So for me, I think we need to revamp our whole recruitment process. Start from the bottom. Start from those levels. Keep them there. So that we also tell the police, all the forces, you must have a cadet where you are. So all of them start recruiting from their cadets. So you go to Canton Secondary School, and right now there's a military in Tumu. Imagine they have a military cadet there, immigration has a cadet, police has a cadet. There's no president there so far. Okay. So 3 in there, and Tumu Secondary, Tumu Sector, all have them. These become the foundations of people you are rising all the way up level. My point is that if we do that, that is even proper decentralization. I mean, all the cadet guys in the district will now fall under the command of the district commanders. The district commander can watch them 24/7. You say, hey, you are in the cadet, you go to your village and do something stupid. We are removing your name. You understand? It becomes a process to monitor their growth, monitor their maturity, monitor their process, and then all the way until distance. So that will become a real decentralization. But to gather people and do this, even if you do at the district level, it's not decentralization. Groom them, catch them young, train them in the philosophies of the army, of the police, of the distance, and watch their discipline as they grow up. When they are able to reach there, you can now say that we form them by our own image, and we now think that they should be given, they can just jump these physicals and other things to where we need them. Unless we redesign this, unless we reimagine this, it's not fair. I also want to conclude on something that you brought up and what I said. The Big Push program. Yes, the president was in Upper West because of this week to launch that program. 167 kilometers, you said, in Upper West.
260.
Yes. A large part of it will pass through the Wahen, Jeffisi, Tum, Chuchilga road. That's my route.
Yes.
I'm happy for it. I'm clapping for it.
MPP couldn't do it.
Today, the finance minister is presenting. I hope he sends.
Oh, we'll get there.
They're supposed to
don't move away from it. We'll get there.
Thank you, Madilo.
Don't worry, we'll get there. Zato. No, Solo. He says he's thanking anything, so I should allow him.
No, I'm not here to be thanking anybody. Like for him to be going on that tangent.
Let me move on. It's okay. It's okay.
He will not be
Thank you. I'm grateful.
I'm not here to give any thank you, Mr.
Let me come out in. Come on.
That's fine.
But
yeah.
I am really sad this morning.
Why are you sad?
And I would have to say this again. But first of all, let me say condolences to the bereaved families. Your daughter, your beloved daughter, goodbye to you to go and seek for greener pastures. The hard way. When I say the hard way, we know what it entails to become a soldier. That is why I say the person goodbyes you to go and seek for greener pastures the hard way. Government of Ghana announced that some 4,000 people or young people are supposed to be recruited into the military. Some 60,000 young men and women applied and paid 200 Ghana cedis each, amounting to 12 million Ghana cedis just for procurement of forms. 12 million Ghana cedis. 12 million Ghana cedis, and somebody is tasked to ensure that the recruitment process is done and done well. Zato mentioned policy. There should be a policy in place for those people who are tasked to ensure that the recruitment process is smoothly done. Someone negligently sat somewhere, left it to go whatever or however they want it to go. And as a result, people died. Was it manslaughter, or can manslaughter not be impugned here? Clearly, there could be manslaughter. I remember the May 9th disaster, where some 127 people died, 2001, after President Kufuor set up a commission led by Sam Okujato and the venerable Dr. Akosa, wherever he is this morning, Professor Kunya here and co, were all part of that particular commission. Their recommendation was that some police officers should be prosecuted for their negligence. And I expect that this is a national disaster. This is a tragedy. The president should set up a commission right away to investigate this to the core and hold the culprits to order. You cannot kill lives and come to parliament and tell us that God has ordained they should die the same day. You can't do that. I am sad and I'm pained. I never know. Maybe by the time we will get to know who died, it could be your uncle's daughter, it could be my brother's son or daughter, whatever. We don't know where we are because we have extended family system.
Yeah.
Anybody in Ghana this morning may be affected by this act. Look, the rhetoric is too much. And Solo made a point. Solo said, the people did not just go there because they want to be soldiers. Because they have no jobs. You promised them jobs and said somebody was wicked and that the person could give them jobs and didn't give them jobs. Only for you to come and maim and kill. This is a serious matter. I'm telling you. After that, you go to stand in parliament, the August House, and tell us that God has written that they will die the same day. I am saying that there must be a commission of inquiry immediately. That commission of inquiry, yes, this is a national tragedy. We shouldn't joke with this. We saw May 9th disaster, which happened on Wednesday. We saw June 3rd disaster, which happened on Wednesday. We saw helicopter crash, on the 6th of August, which happened on Wednesday, we are seeing again 6 people dying as a result of military recruitment happening on Wednesday.
Hey.
Watch it.
That's serious. Oh.
Everything is away.
Look, we should check it. Black Wednesdays.
Hey.
I have carefully sat down. You see, I've always made a point that these bodies that are sitting here, they are likened to case of a phone case. The human itself is in it. That is why when you break your leg, you can go and repair it again and it's back. It's a phone case. You have replaced the case. But that spirit is gone. You can't get it again. Those 6 girls, they are off. It's only the phone case that is dead. It's gone. We're going to bury it. So spiritually, we should set up as a nation as well. That is why I just mentioned the Wednesdays. And
the Wednesday thing is...
We shouldn't joke with it.
There is no spirituality.
No, I'm not saying no. That is your belief. I am only telling you, listen to me. Please, let me make my submission. When I'm done, you come in.
People die.
I am saying, you see, you are repeating what Laadi said.
No, but you cannot.
No, that's what you're saying. That's the point I'm making.
If I ask him to define the spirituality, how is he going to define that spirituality?
I am saying, it doesn't matter. You see, when you finish, you go and sit somewhere and tell a pastor to pray for you to win your election in UP. And then you tell people...
Who has done that?
When you finish, you go and tell the people are not...
You took a candidate to a shrine, you took a candidate to a mosque, you took a candidate to a church, you took a candidate to the extent that the candidate had to enter into a club with a pastor. I don't know what they were doing together. 2 men entering into a club under the building. Don't go to you.
But brother, let's have a discourse.
You remember that one?
Oh.
You remember that one?
Hold on, but that was in the foreground.
Don't mind.
I didn't say. Did you see what I did?
Saying. Are you paying attention to him?
Don't worry.
The man says that he doesn't believe in spirituality.
Don't go there. Hold on.
The man says
why did he bring in the UP?
He said he doesn't believe in spirituality. And I'm saying when he finishes, you go and tell people that he's a Christian.
It's fine. Make your point. Don't go there.
Forget about him. You see, I'm saying there's a serious matter here. People have died. People have been maimed as a result of someone's negligence. And we should not, on any day, countenance this particular matter. We have seen, like as I said, we have a series of events happening and we've done nothing. We only do rhetorics. I think it is so dangerous and it's so bad for us as a nation. On this note, I will again call on the youth. The access to greener pastures, the access to better life or better living condition is not just going into government position. You see, we have done something. Nana Akufo-Addo, wherever he is, I will say good morning to him today. Ghanaians will always remember him.
Yeah.
Free SHS came to empower the youth. And I believe that all these 60,000 young men who the basic qualification is SSS are wishing to go into military might have completed SSS and went through free SHS. TVET saw a boost under Nana Akufo-Addo. I'm thinking that TVET, which is the vocational training that we need, and the entrepreneurial training that we want to give to young people, should not be nipped in the bud. The STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, that Nana Akufo-Addo's government said that we should boost it, should not be nipped in the bud. Ghana has gone beyond the kokon kitten. We are looking at how we can train and give young men sustainable jobs. Not rhetorics, not PR. And yet we come and sit on TV, full glare, and do PR and say my government is doing well. Somebody who has brought pragmatic solutions, like TVET and the rest, that we could develop, that these 60,000 young men, imagine if 2,000 of them were trained entrepreneurially. Then after that, we take the concept of Kwame Nkrumah PWD, that we have every region having PWD, co-opting tilers, carpenters, and whatever, and pushing them into work. Do you think somebody will say, I want to go and be a desk? Because you have modeled a system. We have turned the system into rhetorics, system of talking. Whoever can insult more is the best. And that ends it. For people to be dying. And then we have the impunity to go and stand before parliament and say, Allah ordained this day for them to die. Really? Look, the NDC must get serious.
What should they do?
They should set up a commission of inquiry right now to investigate this for them to see.
But is it the NDC's responsibility?
Why they are in power? The back stops with the president.
Why not
He is the ranger.
Why not call on Parliament?
Why? The president flew from Kumasi to come and see what happened. That's what I'm saying, how serious it is.
Okay.
So that's why the NDC must actually, they are holding it. They hold us, look, they are standing as fiduciary for us. Okay. And I cannot say that you sit here, hold or cite as fiduciary, sit at fiduciary for us, and then you misbehave.
Okay.
I think that what happened was a misbehavior by somebody, and we must actually ensure that
it doesn't happen again. Okay, thank you. I'm grateful.
It's sad.
You know.
Yes,
I wanted to give. I wanted to
right.
because he called on the end.
But a lot of gaps in the that we need to expose.
No,
a lot of gaps are like what?
Come on. I think the politics this morning won't help.
It's not politics. Look,
lives have been lost. No, excuse me. Lives have been lost.
I'm paying more than you. And you are also affected. You don't know.
No, come on, let me.
I'm telling you, you have no idea. It's not politics.
Come on, let me make my point, please.
The families watching us are not worried.
Come on, Laadi.
Okay, thank you.
This business about Akufo-Addo having done so much is neither here nor there. Yes. I mean, if we're talking about a president that has failed this country, then we should be referring to Akufo-Addo.
Oh, my
Not telling me this money in one breath you say we are.
That's your perception, my brother.
Praise the government for doing well. In another breath, you sit on the same program and call the name of a president who has led this country to the doldrums. But for nothing. But
he cannot say that the president did well. He mentioned free SHS.
I mentioned
he didn't do well in free SHS.
He said, who didn't do well in free SHS? He said,
I mentioned free SHS, I mentioned TVET, I mentioned state.
He's praising him for free SHS.
That's what I'm saying. He's praising a government.
Why shouldn't praise him?
Okay? As a political commentator. Then in another breath, you sit on the same program and say nobody else should say something good about the current government. I mean, that's wash. Why? You see, if it is not good for the goose, it could also not have been good for the gander. So please, let's get that in focus. Number one, this whole business about recruitment has been, at least for this year, we have seen visibly publications of recruitment under their tenure for their 8 years. It was always done undercover. Who entered the military, we don't know.
El-Wak has always been
Please, let's make progress.
That's not true.
Number two, the people who died did not die because somebody decided to go and kill them. Everybody says a stampede. What's a stampede? So you mean the military people worked on them? Is that your presentation this morning?
What was it?
We all agreed that there was a challenge, and the challenge was that they were amassed in one place. Ventilation will be a problem. If there's chaos, they are running, people will be offended, people will fall, so and there will be injuries and all that. Please, you allow me to make my point. Come on,
Can allow him?
And so you cannot sit on TV and say that the NDC is the reason for which what happened. People die in the line of duty every now and then. I mean, people die. In as much as we sympathize with them. And that's why I had to condemn one of our own for saying such a thing. You don't make it look as though nobody else is doing anything. Number two, what the government has been involved in this whole business is that there's proactivity. I saw the president himself there. I saw the deputy minister. I saw the acting minister over there. I saw the military hierarchy. Everybody in the hospital.
I'm sorry, but that cannot be proactivity.
Absolutely.
What else?
Thank you so much.
That's reaction.
No, they could have gone to the hospital before the people arrive. Is that
no?
What would be the proactivity? So what would have been your definition of proactivity? They should arrive in the hospital.
Organizing the recruitment exercise would have been proactive.
Please. I'm talking about response.
Okay.
Is the response not proactive?
So you're talking about a response to the calamity.
Of course, there is the calamity we are discussing. And when it happened, they responded. So what would you call that?
That's reactive.
What's your definition of proactivity? So please, let's put this in context. It's not true. It cannot be the case that the NDC should be blamed for what has happened. But I do know that there are system challenges. Why? Is the military now an NDC creation? A military that is backed by a constitutional provision. Is that it has become an NDC extension or what? So please, we agree that there are challenges. We agree that the challenges have to be dealt with. I have even proposed that, look, and following up to what he said with the cadets, I have even proposed that the military sometimes relies so much on government. In fact, sometimes they have to wait for this clearance to be made for them to do this group. And that is why sometimes we have these figures coming up. There are institutions of private, there are needs for private security in this country. There are needs for private, protection in this country. There are needs for even our schools. The schools that, and I know people who applied not because they want to be in the military. They are teachers, they are nurses, they are doctors who are also trying to get into some of these recruitments and all that. And I'm saying that the military must come to an age where they do not have to come and announce to the public that we are doing recruitment. If we have proper systems, they have schools. Who do they train in those schools? What are the products of those schools? They have institutions, for instance, like road construction and all that. The engineers regiment, they do road construction and all that. Why do they always have to come to the public to say we are recruiting? And anytime they are recruiting, it's always about SHS, which is the basic education now in Ghana, where you don't have any proper skill just to go and serve in the military. In other jurisdictions, you need to bring something to the table. You are either a doctor, you're a lawyer, or something, and they are recruiting based on the need of the military. If they need people who should do armor combat, they are going for such people. If they need people for military, they are going for the military, the Air Force, the Navy, and all that. And I'm saying that is the point we have to get to. So that when we are doing recruitment, we know that this is we're doing for the Navy, because there's a need in the Navy, not for the entirety of the Ghana Armed Forces. And if we do all that properly, if we do all that properly, we will not have the kind of numbers we're having. Number 3, I made a suggestion that the military must begin to take care of the people who come there. People buy phones and they buy at a cost. So when they come, at least there should be water, there should be some refreshment environment. There should also be a shared, proper environment where they can sit. We always sit down and we blame the embassies for putting people in the sun and all that when they are looking for visas. But yet when we are doing our own, internally, we cannot even provide shelter for them. So don't sit on TV and make it look as though the MPP was helping to us.
Thank you very much.
I will
Thank you very much. My brother Kamal says he will remember.
Right, Kamal has become the topic.
President Akufo-Addo for the good deeds.
Yes.
The evidence available does not suggest so, because he cannot convince me that if you have a whole of $97 million sitting at Rich, Ghana sinking $97 million, wasting that money, we will remember him as a good
but you need to be fair to his comment. He was specific. And he mentioned Free Senior High School and TVET.
And I'm also mentioning the other good side. Why is he not happy with this?
But I'm saying that your comment is in contrast to his. And I'm saying
so I'm also
the context he used is you won't praise him for what he did.
I'm only exposing him the very good things that President Akufo-Addo did.
Come on, how is that?
That he has to be praised.
It's a weak argument.
I am praising President.
Please allow him.
I am praising President Akufo-Addo for digging a hole with my tax revenue that costed $97 million. That could have found these young ones jobs.
Okay.
I am praising him for sitting down for us to go and borrow 13.5 billion at the international market when we have nothing to show for it. I am praising President Akufo-Addo for leading this country to Afri-Exim to go and borrow $750 million to be constructing Amasaman to Insawam, Konongo to Ajoso, Apega Road, Swami Intergate. That the money is finished, but there's no project. You understand? I'm praising him for sitting down for 52 billion to be taken from our tax account at GCB that as of now, we cannot account for it. I am praising him for between 2020 to 2024, 81 billion that has been lost through stealing irregularities according to the Accountant General and so on and so forth. These are the things that I remember him for. Free SHS, who was not schooling in this country.
Oh, please.
I'm coming.
But you need to be fair to him.
Oh, there's no fairness here. He wasn't fair to anybody here. How can I be fair to anybody?
Allow him.
Look, free
in equal measure, I will respond to him. Don't worry.
At a point.
And make him look very useless this morning.
At a point, there were students that were being fed with what we call social rice, expired rice. You experience it in this country. Under the free SHS, students were interviewed that they would eat rice without even a common meat protein. So it's not as though it was a rosy situation that we all witnessed and that we must be going back and be praised. If there is any president who must never be praised in this country, it's President Akufo-Addo. I'm telling you, look, his works.
I'm not sure you're being fair to the man.
How can you be fair when he himself decided to expend my tax revenue anyhow? You are seeing the works of Akufo-Addo. That is the works of Akufo-Addo. The number of people that thrown to the El-Wak is a manifestation of how bad his administration was.
Wow. Oh.
But you are talking about a new government.
No.
Is that how
hold on.
But I'm very surprised.
But that comment is not factual. How can you say this is because of Akufo?
But what are you talking about? First of all.
No.
I'm coming there. You were in this country last year when they were launching their manifesto.
Are you getting the logic?
In Sekendi. You followed it.
Yes.
What were the employment figures churned out by Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia? Did he not tell that country that they have employed 2.3 million?
But he didn't say there was no unemployment.
No, I'm coming. So in the country, you have the data. Ghana is about 34 million. If you have 34 million population, you cannot have all of them, right for employment. you have about 60% or 50% ripe. What it means is that 17 million Ghanaians are ripe for employment. Currently, a lot of them are in employment. So if you come and tell me that you employ 2.3 million and we are doing recruitment and people are dying, and you tell me that you did not lie, but rather you...
But Solo, hold on. The man says, we have created employment for this number of people.
And we told him he lied.
Hold on. He says we've created employment for this number of people.
And we told him he lied.
Okay. You've sat here to say that at least, if you look at the population,
Yes.
at every point in time,
Yes.
you have about 60% of the young people not employed,
Yes.
right? So it means that at any point in time, there are other people who are unemployed.
The other people, the numbers we are looking at, yes, you cannot have full employment. You have people that are not employed. But what we are witnessing now suggests a situation where the figures that were turned out were just falsehood, palpable falsehood. Or you don't agree with me?
Are you the one who gave the figure as 58,000 people who applied or so?
No, 60,000.
But really, Solo.
Yes.
So you're going to say that because of the 60,000 people you saw there,
yes,
you're saying that Akufo-Addo and his
No, but it's not only 60,000. These are people that really want to use the military as a way of survival. There are millions of them out there who have nowhere to go.
Okay.
And I'm saying that is as a result of the bad policies of the actual administration. If you send people to free SHS, and after that there is no exit plan, what was the exit policy of the government? That you finish secondary school. Where were the jobs? What were the indicators? You decided to invest more than 2 billion Ghana cedis into what you call NAPCO. All those that you claim you created jobs for them, are they not in the house? Are they not even fighting for their survival? So if you come and sit here, you can do all the propaganda to try to whitewash former President Akufo-Addo. It will not wash. Posterity will judge him that while the president that came to, as it were, dissipate, destroy, waste our public funds, and for which reason a lot of the youth are in the house. And this one, you don't need any, as it were, policy. He was talking about something else. He created an impression as though they have never been in government. I have said that the problem of the day, the problem of this country is the NDC and MPP. You just left government. If the military is not behaving well, it is because it is a bad system that you left, that they are continuing. If the actual administration had done something better with the military, you understand? If they had organized the military properly, I'm sure they would have taken over a well-organized military that would be organizing recruitment. You gave them a very bad military, and they are also going on that tangent. I will admonish them to refrain. Do something different. Because that is what the United Party has been preaching. But not to come and sit here and get the impression that they have never been to government before.
I'm grateful.
You want to be grateful now? This man sat here and then started talking.
Solo, I've given you 5 whole minutes.
I just checked. It's 3 minutes you gave.
Oh, no, it is not 3. So I'll give you just 2 minutes. We have to move on to other.
Don't worry. You see, it's okay. Even 1 minute, I'll be fine.
Okay.
But you know what?
No.
It is very difficult to convince someone who has stayed put to his perception. The likes of Solo. You see, when you sit in your room and tickle yourself with the 31,000 vote that you got in the general election.
Are you discussing?
Oh, please, please.
Are you going to allow this? Every statement I made, you can take your room. If you want us to discuss it, let's go into the figures. Let's go into the election figures.
No, hold on.
You go and steal elections.
Hold on. Steal elections. 1,000 that you got in the general election.
Come on.
Who got elections? That's 1,000.
A political party.
What are you talking about?
Which is a mirage.
What are you talking about? Which one is the mirage?
You see,
which one is the mirage? Are you not putting it right?
We're not discussing them.
We're not discussing them.
So make your point with that.
The one who is
you are describing me. You are describing me.
When you sit in your room, and I'll make that point. When you sit in your room,
you make a point.
Tickle yourself with your 31,000 that you got in the general election. Think that you are so popular, you are so strong. You will come up with a political party and become a communicator. Don't forbid. But
you cannot go and get away with it.
No.
I'm very worried.
But you are my good friend. So you just keep quiet. Let's continue. We're having a discussion. You see, 1D, 1F was a lofty policy under the Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, wasn't it? I guess it was.
You have answered yourself.
The industrialization drive that the Akufo-Addo government brought, that he kept a minister. That minister was Alan John Kojo Tramanten.
Fantastic.
okay?
Yes.
To see to the implementation of 1D1F. That was a great idea mooted by Nana Akufo-Addo.
Not him.
And given to a minister.
It's not true.
It's not true. Oh, my brother.
Why? Are you not? Why? No, this platform has not been used to peddle falsehood.
Credit 1D1F.
It has not been used to peddle falsehood. He's peddling a lot of falsehood.
Why? I am saying that who was the president?
I'm coming. Hold on.
Why? Did the minister? The policy was for the minister.
I'm moderating. I'm saying
ahead.
hold on.
Very good.
So hold on. What's your point?
The point is that, first of all, the policy he's talking about, the 1D1F, emanated from Mr. Alan Chamati. He put it in the NPP's manifesto.
That one is true.
Now, beyond that, let me clear a misconception. If you don't let us educate the people, they always get away with this propaganda about Mr. Alan Chamati. And I believe that we have to clear it.
No, you can't do this to me. I am saying, not too long ago, just recently, I saw a statement issued by the president of Ghana now, John Dramani Mahama, on behalf of him, by Felix Ofusu-Kwache, that no minister should announce a policy without coming to cabinet with it. Did you hear it? Yes. I'm teaching him how policy is drafted and who is supposed to be dealt with, to be affected with policy.
Yeah, look at him.
So don't tell me some minister who was policy.
So hold on.
And Ghanaians are watching. So they say 1D1F was a lofty idea under Akufo-Addo. And I'm saying that we will credit Akufo-Addo for that industrialization drive.
But I know the problem.
And not with the Chiramanten. Now, you are telling me, sitting here, that I should not praise Akufo-Addo because he brought free SHS, because he brought TVET, because he said we should give a boost to
so before Akufo-Addo came, there wasn't any TVET. But you allow him that there was no TVET before Akufo-Addo came. But how can you allow him to lie like that? No, we are not. No.
You see,
so there was no TVET.
We will continue to mention Akufo-Addo on this show.
I don't have a problem. I will also continue to mention the whole he died with my money. The whole he died with my money.
What is your problem?
Gentlemen.
You have benefited so well from Akufo-Addo. Only for you to sit here and
hold on. Please, we're not making it personal.
No, but that is
we're not having a personality.
If I had benefited, I would have gone back to playing.
Please, hold on.
As a success, he wasn't too happy. He benefited a lot. He was happy that it was a success.
Who was happy?
He was happy that I mentioned 1D1F.
Have I told you I was happy?
Went ahead to say that.
Have I said that? No, have I said that?
Please.
Why is he doing that?
Let's make our point. Conclude.
Okay, quickly to conclude.
See,
I've already told you that, look, somebody who has formed his perception is difficult to convince. So let me not waste my time.
Same with yourself.
But you see, we are discussing a serious matter here. Like I said, many are affected this morning by the death of the young girls. And we don't even know their identity yet. Who knows? By the time I get home, they may say my cousin.
Your cousin. Okay.
I made this point earlier. We should get serious this morning about it. Okay. And I'm saying that whoever is supposed to be steering the affairs of this country now, whoever is supposed to be holding this country in fiduciary for us, is supposed to answer questions. And I will repeat this.
Okay.
All of us sitting here should make proposals to the government that negligence should actually be seen to be a thing of the past.
Okay.
And that if in the past there were commission of inquiries put together to investigate some of these things so that recommendations will come for us to follow to avert future occurrences, then we should do that now.
Okay, thank you. Zato, 2 minutes.
This is due to me. Usually, I'm in the eye of the storm. Today, it's like...
Your brother is taking over your brother.
Who is your brother?
Both from MPP. So why one is doing...
No, he's not MPP, my brother.
He's a typical MPP member.
Are you NDC?
Come on, did you say...
I'm a United Party. I've been this year. I'm a destination.
Come on, said you are not NDC.
But no.
He said you are not MPP.
His destination is a...
He's not here in this... He's not on this show as an...
He's an academic.
Former parliamentary aspirant for the people of Switzerland.
And again,
okay,
let's go to contest again.
Please allow him. Allow Zato.
Zato, are you MPP or?
We've been doing this for a very long time.
Allow him to comment.
There's something that we have to understand, and that's the point I made earlier on. These recruitments by the military are routine. They've been happening. It's not the first time. They've been happening at the stadia all over this country. They have been happening. So there shouldn't be the idea that for a very long time it hasn't been happening, if you say that it could be. Remember, when this government came inside, there were people who had already gone through this stage, were waiting for appointment letters. And we know in this country, you need clearance to get them. So some of the people you saw there, part of the reason why you saw those huge numbers is because, let's say, if I went through the last recruitment, and we've come to realize that they do a big, to avoid this. And I'm saying that there are policies that were ignored. What the Minister of the Interior and the Armed Forces used to do during those days was that when they do a recruitment like that, they qualify a lot of people. And then they begin to enroll them in batches. That is why, because for instance, if you look at the police, their recruitment centers and immigrations, the numbers are not so huge. So they'll bring a batch. That batch finishes, they are commissioned or they are passed out, you bring another batch. So that you don't necessarily have to always bring them like this. That thing was criticized, and the Minister of the Interior then had to go to Parliament to explain to them. When this government took over, there were people who had already gone through the mill, and they were waiting to be called to come. Yes. It's only normal for a new government to say, I want to review this policy. Perfect, I have no problem with that. They did. But when they finished, they now decided that, you know what, it doesn't matter if you went through the mill, it doesn't go through the mill, you're going to start it again. Again, it's a policy. I respect. I always say that once a government does a policy, you can respect the policy and exercise it. So my point is, again, my only disappointment is that the GAF has so much experience and expertise in doing this. Okay. Secondly, it is a routinized thing. When something is routine and when you have experience in it, you don't let it hit you like this. Okay. It did on their blind side.
Okay. All right. This one says, Kojo, Hajia Laadi's comment regarding the tragic loss of 6 prospective recruits during the Ghana Armed Forces recruitment exercise were reckless, insensitive, and ill-timed. The incident, which resulted in fatalities and injuries, warrant a thorough investigation to determine the cause and prevent future occurrences. Paradoxically, all the 6 deceased were women. As a member of Parliament, it would have been more fitting for Hajia Laadi to exercise empathy and caution in her remarks, particularly given the sensitivity of the situation. The focus should have been on the supporting the affected families and ensuring that those responsible for the tragedy are held accountable. Amazing convictions. Manche Bruce II brought this one in. This one is for Solo. He says, please tell Solo to pipe down on his condescending comment against Akufo-Addo. His bitterness will... okay, no, I won't use that one.
No, read it. I like it. No, I like it. It's Kamal and his people.
Anytime he attacks Akufo-Addo, he should remember that Alan was part of his cabinet.
That is why I attack him.
It is verifiable fact that the investment made by Akufo-Addo administration in STEM and TVET education is unprecedented.
That is Kamal.
He's Manche Bruce in Takrady.
Manche, your brother?
My brother.
You are Kojo Bruce.
Manche, no, I am Kojo Brace.
Yeah.
This is Manche Brace, he's a friend.
Oh, that's right.
No, they always confuse them.
You had coffee this morning. You are too high. Why?
Even names, they confuse them.
See the MPP people.
This one, please. Nana Ekuamwa Boating Ablekuma Central, aka Dr. Baumia will lead MPP into Victory 2028. Says yesterday was a sad day for Mother Ghana. Youth have queued to be recruited into the Ghana Armed Forces, only to go and die by way of stampede. Isn't it shameful that in this modern era, no proper queue management system was put in place? Anyway, I'm enjoying the fantastic submission from Dr. Joshua Zato. Nana Komia Boateng, Kuamwa Boateng, Ablekuma Central, aka Dr. Baumia will lead MPP into Victory 2028. But this one is very important. This is from Professor Douglas Boateng.
Yeah.
He says, the youth who died were not NDC. They were not MP.
Exactly.
They were Africans from Ghana. He says, they queued in hope.
Yeah.
Some returned on stretchers. Others tragically did not return at all. These young men and women were not seeking favors or causing disruption. They simply desired an opportunity to serve their country, to contribute meaningfully, and to belong. This movement must not be interpreted through the narrow lens of partisanship. It is not about the NDC or the MPP. It is about national responsibility and the shared future of our youth. To frame it as a political issue is to minimize the gravity. This is a generational failure and, more importantly, a national tragedy.
But the solution is the same on politics.
Yes, the current NDC administration inherited decades of structural and economic challenges. Yes, President Mahama and his team are making visible efforts to address them.
Oh, really?
But the inconvenient truth remains. They cannot do it alone.
I disagree with Prof.
The Ghanaian youth are not...
going against...
Hold on.
Prof has made a
Hold on. Says the Ghanaian youth are not political delegate or policy appendices. They are our sons and daughters.
Absolutely.
Brimming with potential and integral to Africa's long-term future. When they die in search of employment, the burden of responsibility does not rest on government alone. It falls on all of
But
us.
the authority.
Prof has stated the obvious truth, and that is what you don't want to.
Right.
That is why I call for investigation to all the corrupt actions of various government officials. They have denied these youth the opportunity to have decent employment. If you put people in position and they go and steal from the state.
Okay. All right, here. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Let's go on to the budget, because the finance minister today, we understand by the speaker, 2 p.m. will be reading the budget for 2026. Businesses are eager to hear what's in store for them. We understand COVID-19 levy will be going off. We understand there will be no new taxes. But, I mean, what should we look out for as the ordinary Ghanaian?
Thank you. This one there, I will say this. Look, first I will start.
You are in a hurry to start, pal.
Yes, I am in, because these people, they spoke more than me. So let me say,
Oh, really?
How? Something.
No, please allow him.
When this,
of all of us here, I'm the only one who did it.
Allow him.
From January to now, if you look at how the economy has been managed, there are a lot of positives that you can assign to the government. I want to acknowledge and accept that. Interest rates have come down. That's true. Inflation has come down. That is true. Our foreign reserves have improved. That's okay. That's very good too. The dollar is stabilized. Fuel prices are down. So there are pluses for the government, and I know that the government deserves credit for those pluses. They have done that. And it's good. Similarly, then we must then begin to ask ourselves, in fact, there are certain policies, then we ask ourselves, how are these things? The question that most people begin to ask is, how sustainable are they? Can they be sustained? Secondly, on the plus side too, and I wanted to start this and one that said yes, the government has launched a big push program. Part of the efforts of the program is the road from Tumu, Hen, Jeffrey, Chuchilega, that long road. And an estimated amount of about 30 billion cedis expected for that road. One of my biggest expectations today is that the finance minister will make that money available. I'm saying this because if you go back to Kwesi Boche, if you come to Kwame Pepra, if you come to Osafo Mafu, if you come to after Osafo Mafu was the accountant, Bauredu, if you come all the way to today, almost every minister of finance has mentioned that route in Ghana's parliament. Almost all one of them. They were Heng, Tumu, Chuchilega route. Almost all of them. In fact, it is one of the roads that if you do a comparative analysis of all these budgets, all of them have said it. This is the second time we are cutting short for that road, and with President Mahama as president. This is the second time like they're cutting that road.
The first time was you?
The first time when he was president, the road was cut. Or when the NDC, okay, either was president or vice president, because I remember the then minister of road was Elijah Medislemana. We cut that road. So my point is that we have been here. We, those using that road, we've been this close to the river, but never drank from it. I hope it ends today. I'm praying it ends today. I'm clapping and I'm cheering for the big push. You know that. I've been on you a lot of platforms. It's not coming from citizens because that is where I take home. So you could say it's selfish, yes. That is where I pass. Look, I can get up here, take a flight, I'm in Wa in 1 hour. That is it. But from Wa to Tumu, that is where you start the journey. So please, I hope that now, this will be the last time we'll cut the sword for that road. This is the last time to ring. And the NDC has every political distance to cover that road. Because look, they've swept all the seats in Upper East and Upper West, Upper East. By the way, that's the major road connecting Upper West to Upper East. In terms of national emergencies, when you, sometimes they close that, the Bupe side of the bridge for repairs. When you close Bupe, that means that there's no other road leading to Upper East in the whole country. You must go west. That means you get up to Techema, then you must turn left. That is how critical that road is. So my prayer and humble plea is that it will be done, and I will cut it. 2, the dollar is stabilized. Fuel prices are down. A big part of that is gold prices. We know that. Government has made a purposive policy to use some of the proceeds from gold to intervene in the market, to cool it down. As a center-right liberal conservative, I'm against that policy. But these are social democrats. Social democrats believe that the government, the strong arm of the government, should sometimes be used to intervene in the market. So I can understand from an ideological and philosophical position why the NDC is doing that. And I respect that position. I wouldn't have done it because of my ideological inclination. They have done it. It's a good thing. The prices, the city is stabilized, fuel prices are down. The question we then ask is, you and I know, every first-year economic student knows, commodity prices are fluctuating. They fluctuate. What happens when gold prices crash? What happens when cocoa prices crash? I pray and hope that the finance minister today will propose an alternative. What will you do when these prices crash? Because it's not going to be high forever. Thirdly, I hope this finance minister will avoid the first-term curse of all finance ministers in this country. Every single finance minister in this country, if you check very well, usually have a splendid first year. In fact, sometimes a splendid first 2 years, if you check very well. Because those 2 years, they are able to be disciplined, they are able to avoid the pressure from government to overspend, to overtax. They do that. The real test of finance ministers in this country comes in the third and fourth, especially in the 4th years. Sometimes they will force all of us to do all these sacrifices. Then in an election year, we just flush everything away. And then after the elections, we start from zero. Can this finance minister avoid that case? Go back and check. Go back and check almost all the 4 years. Can he come out with policies to say that, look, especially if you consider in 2007, 2008, we have to start paying some of the debts we have. If you consider that as we go forward now, our financial obligations are getting worse and difficult, can he avoid the first year success that he's chopped? He's chopped successes now. I thought he's forcing this first year. There are issues with cocoa prices. The farmers are not happy. There's food glut.
How do you mention his name?
Forson.
Oh. No, the first name. What?
I can't speak Fanti. Don't. I can speak Sisala very well. Let me speak Sisala. That one you go. Then the president said something again yesterday that I was happy about. Madilo, you should be happy that I'm praising the president. He has asked that they release about 200 million cedis to buy, rice is stocked up.
Lynn is not happy.
Rice is stocked up. Rice is stocked up. They don't have market. Rice is, they don't have market. Maize, beans, and all this. So he has asked them to release that money. I don't think that 200 million is enough. But it's okay. I mean, something small.
This is in addition to 100 million they released earlier.
So I hope, and there's a gate price fee of 450 they've announced.
Yes.
It should kick in. It has not kicked in.
Oh, really?
In Tumu, it has not kicked in. It has not kicked in Tumu, it has not kicked in Wallenja, it has not in Sakalo, in Chalo, in Sisala East, in Sisala West, it has not kicked in yet. Or at least buffer stock has not yet gone there to buy.
Maybe, yeah.
Good. So
I've had a sit down with the minister.
Good. That's what I'm saying, it's good. So if these things are done, if the money is done, I want you to be increased because this will end quickly. There are people with thousands and thousands of bags of maize or rice and beans in warehouses, and they are still expecting a new crop there. The new crop is about coming. This month we are in Sisal is called Mitare Chene. That is harvest. Has everything. Next month is December, is Bakasiu. That means the farmers. So the farmers are now bringing the crop. So, Mr. Minister of Finance, please release this money and release it quickly. Buffer stocks quickly go up. These farmers, because the farmers, some of them took loans. They have to pay back. If not, they will become destitute. They have to pay back for what they've done. They have to settle it. They have to start. So at the end of everything, these are my expectations. We now need to make sure that going forward, we put in concrete policies to, one, keep supporting the city if they can't continue on that ideological trend and do all these things. But at the end of the day, we've had a relatively good first year. Sustainability is what we have to do going forward. So thank you.
All right, I'm grateful. Let me bring you Wanda Matilo.
No,
Why?
I take it?
Wanda.
I don't have no problem.
Yesterday,
decide now?
I had a discussion with industry players and one academic. And the industry player said the economy is recovering. But there are still some frailties that if there's any external shock, it could affect us. So how do we use this budget to strengthen the gains that the government has made and ensure that if there's any external shock, we might not be hurt as we've been in the past?
Okay. So on today's budget presentation, a few things to look out for. Number one, the budget is going to tease out or focus largely on job creation. And it fits in so well that just yesterday when we saw the numbers of unemployment of our young people, the best you can give to them at this time is job creation, hope, and all that, as you will state. You will also find tomorrow in the budget a comment about cryptocurrency. We have been struggling over how to deal with what they call e-currency, cryptocurrency. It is taking over the world. Many people are, engaged in it. It's, in some economies, it's taking about 20% of the entire, economic process and all that. So government has taken a position. There will be some policy guidelines towards cryptocurrency tomorrow in today's budget, and that should give hope to people who want to invest in that area, because at least we now have some guidance, some policy direction from the government going forward on that matter. We're also looking at the big push, and on his project thing he talked about, the WA project thing he talks about. I feel very disappointed when the MPP in their last 8 years were saying that it was a year of roads, it was whatever of roads, and they claim that they have created or they have developed more roads than every government in history. But now on this same program, you have one of their own stating that that road was not touched. I remember very well that road he mentioned in November of 2024 as part of the convenience in the elections. Sword was cut for that project in the solar tuna.
No, that's not the road.
The WA road. I'm talking about the one going to Navrongo, which links Upper East.
That's not.
I'm saying that in November they cut the sword for that road project. Check your records.
No, I'm not saying. I thought you were meaning the other road.
No, I'm talking about that Upper West Road. That's a road I also use very well, so I know the connection. And they cut the sword in November of 2024 for that road to be done, and it wasn't done. I mean, obviously for convenience, obviously looking at the figures and realizing that we're losing the election, some of those things were done because you had 8 years to do that road. It was a major road. And I remember very well how that road saved me some time ago. And so sometimes it's not just the politics of the roads thing or what we are doing as a government and what we are not doing. We need a system that can hold this economy together. And that's what will be happening today in the budget. You're also looking at inflation figures. You have seen where we took it from 23% when they were in government or left government. Today it's in single digits, below 8%, 9% thereabout. And that is good for us. You're also looking at our forex exchange rates from some 14 when they were leaving government. Today is somewhere in 11, 10 and thereabout. And so things are happening. But again, we're saying that this economy must be hinged on productivity. You see, when we say productivity, we're only not talking about people producing from their factories and all that, but the country as a whole. How much have we gleaned from our gold exports? How much have we gleaned for our cocoa? Earlier in the program, you were talking about palm, plantation and all that. And I'm very happy that the finance minister, including cabinet, have taken a position on some of these cash crops like cashew, like palm, like coconut and all the others. And then also you realize that in almost all these industries, we also have what they call the circle, or what's the name? The food chain, or what do you call it? The production chain covers many other areas. Yes. Yesterday I was talking to a company in China that produces charcoal. And we were having a discussion on what raw materials are needed. And I was telling them that we have abundance of coconut trees in this country, and we have a lot of coconut husk, we have a lot of palm husk and all that can be used. And they said that was beautiful. And we're scheduling a meeting for them to come to Ghana, and then we look at the process. These are the critical areas we're looking at. I'm also looking at the way and manner which we develop the other free zones called the Dawa industrial area. Okay. Yeah. That place has not been put to use. You see, one of the challenges...
But is Dawa a private-led or is
government? No, it's government supported. The land is for government. Government brought a private partnership to help. And in that happened under the first John Mahama's government. 8 years in government, we haven't seen one company move to that place. And this is where we are worried. In fact, that Dawa project was also linked to the Sanglami housing. People say that, the Sanglami housing is being thrown all over away and all that. But that is an industrial hub. If you see the numbers of people who work within the free zones in Tema, and where they have to live in order to commute to that place. You see that majority of them are living in the areas of Pampram and all that stretch, all the way to Tema. And so it was a way in developing, we call something growth pool, development of growth pools. And that was a way to develop a growth pool. For instance, we used to say, and in this pedestrian, to say that, anytime there's an investing in an area, the area grows. Yes. That's a growth pool development. And in the same way, when you put industry very close or very away from the city, what you are doing is that you are using that place as a growth pool in order to develop the area, because then immediately there's housing, immediately there's electricity, immediately there's water, immediately there are roads coming up, and then the area begins to see some development. And I think that's one of the things the government wants to do with the Dawa development area, vis-a-vis the Sanglami housing and all the other free zones projects that should be ongoing. Again, we're also looking at agriculture. President John Mahama has been very clear in his mind. In fact, he himself is a renowned farmer. We know that for a fact on commercial basis. We want to, we're beginning to have some food gluts right now in the country. Many people who farm the rice are not finding buyers. And one of the things government wants to do is use the national buffer. National buffer stock, to use the national buffer stock company to get the product out of the market.
You know where reference me. Imagine a reference me. I'll be the point first.
Okay, no problem. So I'm referencing that. Buy the rice from the commercial farmers, store them, because government will obviously have a better storage system, and then feed the secondary schools. One of the things also coming up is that government is beginning to allow the secondary schools, like the schools like my own school, President Legon, the bigger schools that have the land space to go into poultry, to go into livestock farming, in order that they can feed themselves. Because if you see the budget, the amount of money government spends on school feeding, on the national buffer stock, procurement, and then the boarding house system is so huge. It takes a chunk of the revenue that comes to government coffers. So one of the things government was to do is allow them to feed themselves, like you had in the Champions government operation Feed Yourself. So if a school can produce their own meat for that, can produce a couple of cereals, the support from government will be minimal, because they already have the lands and they have the systems. Many years growing up, when we were in President, we used to have a hatchery. So the school was producing its own chicken, and then we have a lot of eggs to feed the students and all that. Today, even eggs are taken from national buffer stock, taken to the schools. Sometimes we procure in Accra and take back to, say, Tumu, or the food stuff come from Tumu to Accra. Somebody now buys it and now have to transport it. You can see the transport costs and all that. Those are the challenge, the systemic challenges within our economy that is bringing the shocks anytime there's a shock. We have been told that, COVID, Ukraine war.
It's not the over-importation that makes us quite open.
Yeah, so you're looking at import substitution, where you can produce on your own and you don't need some of those. As for import, it will always be there. But the volumes is what we are looking at. I see a lot of these days, a lot of automobiles coming to this country. A lot of Chinese companies are coming with a huge investment in this country. And we're not looking at even beyond Ghana exporting to Togo. I think that by now, not government, but the people who are in charge of that space should also be looking at Ghana as a hub. You bring in the autos, we take it back to Togo, Benin, Nigeria, and all that. Because the waste that this will be created after 10 years, nobody's talking about that. Many years ago, when we were talking about liberality of import of all these fridges and TVs and all that, today we're seeing the impact. E-waste has now become a tragedy on our hand, and we're handling. So we need to be looking forward. It's not enough to just say, let's produce. We have produced enough rice right now. And the rice in the markets, people are not getting buyers to buy. I have heard Samuel Hosea and all the others comment about how much rice in the system and we're not able to buy. We must match consumption with production. How much are we consuming? How much do we need? How much must we stop? And how much must we export? Today's budget, again, you will hear about measures government has taken with ECG, with NEDCO, and then VRA, and then the others, the independent power producers and all that. How much government has been able to pay off the debt? How much is on track? And then the phase 2 of the Ghana Gas project is also a very critical one. We also have a couple of fertilizer interventions coming into government, because once you're producing gas, you're producing crude, you are likely to go into some of those production of some of those organic fertilizers and inorganic fertilizers. And so there will be a lot of announcements along those lines.
Will it be in the petroleum hub?
Yes, largely in the western region is where some of those things are going to be coming up. Because you see, you're also looking at for proximity to the port, the transport system. If you are importing some of those chemicals and you have to take it up north and all that to produce, it also causes some hazardous.
I know there's a mini port that has been developed around the Hafasini area to cater for this.
Exactly. You see, these ones, you don't even need a bigger port. You just need a dedicated area. Like they say, the landing beaches for a prototype of that, but at a larger scale, at a deeper depth of the river or the sea, so that you can get in. We're also going to look at the inland port, the Buankra inland port in Ashanti area. Government wants to take advantage of that. Finally, on the budget, we're also looking at the export of our electricity and other services. I have come to a conclusion that one of the things we need to do is to also begin to export our utilities. Water, for instance, in Togo is a problem. In Cote d'Ivoire is a problem. If we have enough, and we have the rivers.
Hey, you have enough water?
Oh yeah, we have water. I mean, we have water bodies.
As we speak, water bodies that are polluted.
But not
who's going to?
It's not all of them. Hey. Water river is not polluted. It's intact. I come from the water.
That's for water.
For water. Safe, yeah. So shipping from water to Togo, it shouldn't be a problem. And then our power crisis that we've tried to turn the corner over the period. I mean, beginning of the year, the MPP was all over the place. We are in doomsday, we're in crisis, there is no power. The NDC is back with doomsday. Today we have stable power at least, and we can be able to export. We also have a situation where power, cost has drastically been managed, such that we don't have the impact of every time increases and all that. Fuel prices have also been on the low, and we should be crediting the government for some of those interventions going forward. Okay. I know Kamaldeen is going to come out with a very pessimistic view of the economy, but it's all right. We can understand them.
I'll give you the last one to Solo, so I'll let Kamal come in before Solo comes in.
Well, Kojo, budget to be read today. We're wishing them well.
Thank you.
Like Dr. Zato rightly put it and describes it.
Your colleague.
When a government is in place, the first year that sees him riding on the previous budget of his predecessor and adding to that, you don't see so much problems. That is why in 2017, Abosu kind people were hailing us. People were praising us. People were happy. By 2018, after free SHS and other lofty policies put in place and expenditure going up, people were still hailing, but yet difficulties started setting in. By 2019, we started to have some bit of difficulty. And by 2020, we had a huge difficulty as a result of COVID. The whole world suffered. But you see, that is why this government must tread cautiously. And it's not just me saying it. I have listened to economists cautioning the government, especially my brother Atufose, that look, haste slowly in terms of gluten. Don't overglute, because you have a lot ahead of you. This budget that they are going to read, they are supposed to tell us after the budget how to sustain the gains that they have made. Sustainability is very important. So you can talk of all the fiscal policy indicators. Inflation is down. Interest rate is down. Forex market has seen an improvement. Name all those indices that you need or variables that you need to mention that points to a healthy economy. How to sustain it will be in your budget again. And how are you going to balance that with growth? And balancing that with growth is very important. Why? Capital expenditure. We all know CAPEX hasn't come in yet. Your big push, you have not spent a dime yet. You're yet to push money. My brother sits here and says that stretch of the road was cut and nothing was done. It's money. With money. It's not about cutting sword. It's not about coming to read it in the budget. It's about pushing money. So I'm saying that balancing that with growth is very important, and we want to see that. And how do you secure growth? Revenue. And let me tell you, as we said today, domestic revenue mobilization has seen a nosedive go into the economy. Domestic revenue mobilization has seen a nosedive. And you are promising going to remove COVID. That is good, because we don't have COVID again. We want taxes to be eased. You have also promised that there will not be other further taxes, because you had 1 Ghana cedi on every liter already. Okay? You have also promised that no new taxes will come. So I am wondering how domestic revenue mobilization will be achieved to match growth that you want. Don't forget, we are inching towards the end of IMF policy. So that support will also be withdrawn. What measure are you putting in place for as a homegrown policy that will give us that lead? We want to see that. Okay? Your industrialization that you spoke about, that you are going to have industries mobilize. What are you going to do? Let me see it in that budget. But you see, Kojo, there's reality and there's paperwork. I was listening to a farmer in somewhere Myong constituency just yesterday, and he spoke in the Bani. The farmer was lamenting
In fact, an NDC, he describes it as an NDC executive, branch executive. Yes, I will give you the video after if you want to. Don't argue. The video is here. I can send it to you. I can send it to you. He says that the soya beans that they used to sell at 500 Ghana cedis a bag as farmers, at farm gates, today is sold at 250 Ghana cedis, and they don't even have buyers. No, I'm telling you the truth, and they don't have buyers. That's a commoner speaking. And what is in the budget for them is very important. The fertilizer that they used to buy at 600 Ghana cedi is still 600 Ghana cedi. However, their produce price has reduced. That's why I say that's reality. We should look at this. Don't sit down here and come and read plenty English and tell us GDP and whatever. And that farmer in Myong, who is an NDC executive, is suffering. Today, we are being reported. They are reported that there's rice glut. People have had their produce and nobody is there to buy. They don't have customers, nothing is moving. What is the budget going to do to cure that? What incentives is there for these our farmers and the commoners on the ground? I want to see this. This media PR and whatever that we do, and go around and do plenty babysitting for media to speak good of your government and say you are okay, has time, and that time will elapse. That is why I have always said that any government that comes enjoys a goodwill. Your goodwill may go 1 year or 2nd year. For your 3rd year, like Dr. Zato says,
but you claim that you managed the economy so well. It is until when COVID came in.
Yes.
So are you saying that the 3rd year, you guys were not factual with us to say that you...
No, we were very factual.
But
I just said that you would have your challenges setting in because of your expenditure. Today, as we speak, that's why I said balancing your revenue, your sustainability measures with growth is very important. Your fiscal prudence with growth is very, very, very important. Okay. Look, today as we speak, what they have done is to ensure that fiscal prudence is seen. Okay. Let me actually pat them on the back. They have done well. Why not? If you are able to pick, if you are able to pick from 1.5 billion or 1.1 billion something dollars to pump into the economy to ensure that your CD is strengthened, I don't think any lazy man could not have done this. Everyone can do it. I have money in my reserve, I'm picking it, and I want to push in for dollar to be what? Calm down, and then to be available, and my CD will be strengthened. It's an easy as that. If primary 6 economy man will do it, me, a layman in economics, I can do that. You understand? So if you continue, how sustainable is that? Okay. These are matters that we have to look at. Okay. But we wish them well. And we will say that, look, we went through that. We got to a level. They should not overgloat. They should continue, and let's see how it goes. Okay. And the last point, wonder me is that they came to meet inflation at what rate?
Sacrifice my time.
Oh, with all respect. They met inflation at what rate? And now it is running around 8, 9, whatever. Look, it's happened. I remember when they came in 2009, when Dufour was finance minister. They attained a single digit and gluten. When they were leaving, what was 6 months? When we were leaving, what was...
Thank you very much. I'm grateful.
So this is nothing.
I'm grateful. Thank you very much. I'm grateful.
Look, let me. Reality, you are a businessman. You know what is happening on the phone.
Come on in, I'm grateful. Thank you. Let me bring in Solo. Solo, have your time.
So my surprise this morning is how confident Kamal has been able to express himself without first of all apologizing to the people of this country on behalf of his...
What has Kamal done to you?
What I've been saying over the last year is that this administration must not make the previous administration as their benchmark. Either than that, Ghana will continue to wallow in abject poverty. And there is a growing trend. I don't know when last it became, at least when I was in the MPP, it was never the ideology of the party. For it to be the ideology of the party means that the party does not believe in the...
So his job is to attack MPP here or what?
No, hold on, let him make his point. Allow him.
At this point, got to know.
Hold on. Allow him. He's not even said it.
I have heard Kojo Oponkroma make the point. I have heard Dr. Zato make the point this morning. And that point has been re-echoed by Kamal, that if I have dollars, I will not pump it into the economy to stabilize the economy. Well, from this logic, when Article 36, I'm coming. Please, next week, you can do that. Maybe I may not be here. Next week, you do it.
Why next week? Are you the one more?
Article 36 say, that the state shall take all necessary action to ensure that the national economy is managed in such a manner as to maximize the rate of economic development and to secure the maximum welfare, freedom, and happiness of every person in Ghana. So if you are a government and you see the exchange rate, your currency fluctuating and affecting businesses, collapsing businesses, and you have the dollars in your bank, per their logic, what they are saying is that the government must not make any effort to intervene so that Ghanaians will continue to suffer. How does that address Article 36? If indeed this government is pumping in dollars to stabilize or show up our currency, then I salute them. That is the more reason why we are working. If you are in a house and you are a father, you don't say that because my children can struggle to eat, I have money, I'll keep it. I'll let them struggle. If they survive, fine. If they don't survive, they can go. What sort of parent father would you have been? So it's a step in the right direction. What we have also witnessed this morning also indicates to me that we have done propaganda in the last 8 years of our lives. When my brother spoke of road, you remember 2017 was year of roads, 2018 year of roads, 2019 year of roads. 3 consecutive years, we were told that the previous administration was investing in roads. Meanwhile, here we are, people complaining about roads. Indeed, the sector minister then came to tell us that they constructed more than 13,000 kilometers. And for purposes of education, those listening to me, 13,000 kilometers is Accra to Shanghai. That's the distance. So if you have constructed a road from Accra to Shanghai, and yet Wa and Han cannot have that road, then where are the roads?
Why aren't you making it too simplistic? Because there are communities that saw roads, right?
So the busiest road in Ghana is Accra to Kumasi. It's in deplorable state. Your own road, the road that goes to Ahanta, from Accra to Takrade to Ahanta. I have been doing business there. It's a terrible road. It's in terrible shape.
Fortunately, they
are now constructing.
They started constructing the Takrade Aguna.
I have seen it. Aguna, I was doing business, but it's terrible.
Oh, now it's better. It's not better.
Takrade to Takrade from Apimenyim to Takrade is better. But you have a substantial part of that road still in terrible condition. And indeed, if you are coming from Aguna to Takrade,
it's not like I'm saying now it's better because
but it's not in good shape.
Doesn't travel.
No.
But they didn't say
what do you mean by better? Is it not under construction?
The man is
under
so
construction.
they are not done. Indeed, from Accra.
But I mean that is better than before.
But it's still not up to standard. Because, mind you, it's a West African route.
Yeah.
It goes to Cote d'Ivoire.
Yeah.
It's even a shame to us as a country. Go from Accra to Winneba. What sort of road are you planning on? Now, from Accra to Ho and Aflao, what sort of road is there? And yet you were told that they did year of road 1, year of road 2, year of road 3. To the extent that they went to borrow $750 million. That is what I wanted to put. Everything indicates that so far, this administration, if you were to compare to the junk economy, the finance minister has done well. In fact, he took inflation from 22.9 or so, and it's now 8.1, which has met their target. He has increased our reserve position. What do you call it? The exchange rate is stable. We have reduced treasury bill rate. All these indicators are good. And to the extent that they have not borrowed excessively. Mind you, I have not seen them go to the international market to borrow. It means they are operating within their means. The next phase of it is to consolidate the gains and move into the realm of productivity or production. And that is where I am looking at how the budget would address this situation. We must not continue to rely on the cocoa and gold. It will fail us. Expand the base, like the things that we have spoken of, the palm, salt. It's a major commodity. Garment, vegetables. They must move into that direction. And I also want to admonish this government to rescind the decision that they have made. That is collapsing the one district, one factory. They need to restore it immediately. Because one of the problems that the country is facing, this bumper harvest with tomatoes and so on and so forth. If we had the industries in these areas, they could.
Did you say they should restore 1D1F?
They could do
1D1F.
what? Process these raw materials into semi-finished and finished for us to, as it were.
Okay.
Now coming back to the 1D1F, you have bought it. Let me clear this misconception.
Did you say they should?
A government that hated one of its own, and I'm putting it on record. The 1D1F that was supposed to be a major policy. Alan Chemanti was given a budgetary allocation of less than 400 million. Look. And guess what? In the same vein, they extended close to 4 billion Ghana cedis to the Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia's office to give it to graduates called NAPCO. That you could raise that paid hostel fees. You didn't pay hostel because you were in Atlantic or
I was in Ogwade.
You paid the fees that I paid.
There's something
now, why does he want to? You know where I'm going. No, but he cannot cut. Why do you want to cut?
My time is up.
They gave 4 billion to Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia as NAPCO instead of giving that money to one who enjoy. Why do you go into government to enjoy? I have never worked with government. I've never done government business before. I don't even know how government construct their vouchers. I don't look at you, Kosolo. I have never been appointed. You have been an appointee. I have never been appointed of government.
No, but hold on. The 1D1F.
Yes.
I thought the policy was that government was not going to give money to their factories. That they had banks. That if they see that your policy is bankable, then the bank would come in.
Yes, but government was supposed.
The government was giving a guarantee also.
Yeah, no. So the government was supposed to intervene by way of taxes, so that their rates would be.
So they shouldn't have given money to the ministry.
And some of them too. The ministry was to intervene, together with
money.
Yeah, you would intervene. So there were areas that the banks would not want to go because the banks, you can give them the guarantees, yet still they will tell you that they won't go. So strategic intervention for them to serve the local economies. But that was never made available to him. All these things were budgetary support. And even with that, they took that office from Alan Chemanti and established a separate secretariat under the presidency headed by Gift Ohini Kunadu. Don't you remember that? For a year and a half, Alan was fighting with them. That why have I brought an idea?
What was it called?
One district, one factory. Under
that gives you Ohini Kunadu one.
One district, one factory. But she was not operating under the Ministry of Finance.
It was a secretariat.
What are you talking about? You what are you talking about? I went there. Look, by the time she started, all the companies she had was, plantain chips.
Government.
Yes. Only plantain chips and boxes that they had recorded as factories that they were going to do until Alan took over and decided to turn it around. And that is why I'm saying that if you would invest in strategic areas, what are you?
This is your dream of 31,000 votes turning.
Anyway, let me listen to that.
But he has finished. How can he give you the last time? He spoke, I spoke. If you give me the chance.
You are concluding.
Yes, because the way they are. So the government.
What have we done? You are saying nothing and we are going to
focus on the productive areas and also matters of security and also how to invest more in the lands and natural resources so that NIMOS. You know, we are talking about anti-Galamsey.
Yeah.
NIMOS will have the much needed resources to fight the canker of Galamsey. Because all these things that we are talking about, if the lands are not there, we cannot achieve it. And, if they do that, it will help all of us. We don't want to take over as United Party with a government that is shambolic. What do you want to
do? So, quick on two things. I made an argument about ideology and philosophy, which is true. The NDC, they are social democrats. Basic philosophical understanding, social democrats believe in intervening in the market. That's the argument. So that is whom they are.
But the MPP, are you social democrat or
MPP? The MPP is a center-right liberal conservative.
So what is one?
They do not believe in direct intervention in the market.
How?
They believe that the market forces of demand and supply should determine where the interest rate. That's your real. So that is those.
So even if your people are suffering.
So that is why you realize that the NPP then came out with this whole idea of 1D, 1F. And other places.
So what about the capitation grant? What about capitation grant?
There's something
Let's suppose that with free SHS.
What is the free SHS?
That is the whole idea that if you want to have a very productive... I'm doing it.
Stop, don't go.
You don't. But there's one thing that Solomon has said that I agree with. And Kamal Dave said something. Yes. 1D1 was supposed to be situated within the Ministry of Trade. He made that point. If you hear Solomon, he said that Honorable Alan was maltreated or did not get the right support to run that policy. That's his argument. If you also run, he said, my question is, if he was treated so badly, why didn't he resign over principle?
Fantastic.
Why didn't he say that?
So you have asked the question. Let me answer you. No, you asked the question. Why don't no, if you allow him to let this
why didn't he say that?
Go with it and take that
I'm so badly treated, I will resign. Why did he stay? Because remember, when he resigned from the party, it was not because of a policy differences. No. When he resigned from the DPP, it was not because he said that he was badly.
So you are done with the question. Let me answer.
When he said that he
so let me answer.
He resigned.
Why are you answering your own question?
So my point is that. So the argument.
No, it's not rhetorical. No, it's not rhetorical. No, it's not rhetorical. This cannot be rhetorical. When there is evidence to buttress what I'm saying, how can it be rhetorical?
You do not come and say. First of all, policies start with and belong to the government and the president.
So take it.
You cannot now go and say that this particular policy belongs to an individual.
Yes.
In the system we run.
Yes.
The buck stops to the president.
Fantastic. No, I don't have any difficulty with that.
So when you now come down to this fundamental issue here, you see, and we've seen that. Sometimes principles matter.
Which one is the principle?
We are yet to see a minister of state in this country says that I am resigning from government based on principles.
So the principle
we
here
are
is
yet to see.
So the principle here is that.
All right.
Alan Chairman.
Thank you.
Alan Chairman. No.
Alan was treated well. It was your sense.
That is why you had 38%. That is why.
I am great. So from my far left, Kamaldeen Abdullah is a Deputy Director of Communications of the NPP. Dr. Joshua Zato is a policy and political analyst, a lecturer at the University of Ghana. Solomon also is Communications Director of the UP Party. They say UP Plus. And then my own friend, whose name is Wanda, and he does wonders. Wanda Madilo is a development consultant and also a member of the NDC's communications team. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for being here. Thank you for watching. There's a lot more to come here on the show. We have a big surprise coming from EcoBank. Do stay tuned to enjoy that. Welcome back to the show. I told you earlier that we're going to have some goodies coming from EcoBank, and I've been joined by another University of Cape Coast product. You know, we love to be UCC. William Danso Abiam is head consumer product EcoBank. William, good morning.
Good morning.
It's been a long time, yeah?
It's been a long time. It's good to see you again.
I think the last time we met, getting close to 2 years, I think.
It's been.
Wow.
You've been doing some fantastic job.
Thank you. EcoBank, now I hear about the 5-star enjoyment, promo. Yeah. The 5-star enjoyment there, what is that?
Good morning to your listeners, and on behalf of the management of EcoBank, our MD Abna Osepoku, I just want to say good morning to everyone, especially the EcoBank customers who are listening to us. So 5-star enjoyment promo. This EcoBank family is 40 years, across Africa. And in Ghana, we are 35 years. It's been long since we came in.
35
years since we came to Ghana. Whoa. And Africa has been, the focus of EcoBank all these years. So as part of our 40 years celebration and 35 years in Ghana, we decided to put a promo together to celebrate our customers for their loyalty over the years doing business with us and helping us with our mandate to support the economic, development of the African continent, And many times we talk about this. I was telling somebody the last time that, when you hear the echo, it's not because we are ecological and friendly. No. The echo comes from the thought of regional integration. So when the ECOWAS began, and later there was ECOMOG,
and then the ECO currency.
Exactly. So that's where the ECO comes from. So started in West Africa, and now we've grown to 33 African countries. So what a way to say thank you to our customers for supporting us all these years, and that's why we have the 5-star enjoyment promo.
So EcoBank is an African business.
It is, and the side that we normally don't even tell it well, I think, is the fact that if you take EcoBank Ghana, SNIT is the largest institutional shareholder. And what that means is that every worker who contributes to SNIT is part of the owners of EcoBank.
So I'm a shareholder of EcoBank.
You are.
And I'm a customer as well.
You are.
I'm a big man.
So what a way to say thank you to our customers for sticking and staying with us, working with us all these years with our mandate to help, transform the continent from where we are in terms of financial independence.
It's good to hear that EcoBank, such a big bank, is African, of African origin.
Exactly.
Now, so what does this involve? The 5-star enjoyment promote. This is about enjoyment.
It is. So basically, what we are saying is that to be able to fairly reward our customers, the basic things you do with us when it comes to banking, we've created a campaign around it. So your deposits, taking of loans, doing transactions with us. What we have done is that for every deposit you do within this period, it's a period of 3 months, starting now and ending in January. For every deposit you do in lots of 400, you will get a point. So what it means is that if you do a deposit of 2,000 Ghana cedis into your current account, your salary account, your express account, or your savings account, any account you have with us, 2,000 cedis gives you 5 points because you use it, for the 400 to just, and the 4 is because of the 40. And if you also take loan with us, which is also a very basic thing that you do with us, lots of 4,000 gives you a point. If you do transactions on our digital platforms, be it the mobile app, the USSD, the EcoBank Online, 4 transactions a month gives you a point.
4 transactions?
In a month.
When did it start?
So we are starting in November now. So if you've already done your 4, you've already won some points, And
I'll check the app.
Please do. Please do. So any of these things, and these are things that you do with us. So we decided to fashion the campaign around the very things you do with us, your deposit, your loans, and your transactions. And any of these things would earn you points. Then at the end of the month, the points you earn would go into a draw. And that draw would give you an opportunity to be part of the winners. And so basically, that's what the campaign is about.
And these winners get what and what?
It's amazing. So last year, we did something similar to drive deposits and also to encourage transactions. The prize was up to 1 million Ghana cedis, which we shared for over 7,000 customers. This year, we've increased that to 1.5 million, and we are sharing it for 10,000 customers and above. So you need to be part.
1.5 million.
1.5 million in prizes. And prizes are ranging from cash. We would have people winning 10,000 Ghana cedis, over 25 people. We have people winning 5,000 Ghana cedis, 2,000 Ghana cedis. There will be fuel vouchers, there will be prepaid cards. There would be insurance as well. This time around, insurance cover for up to 10,000 Ghana cedis. And there's an exciting bit that we've actually even introduced. If you're also doing transactions with our cards, watch out for when you visit places like Melcom this season. You may have some surprise gifts once you are transacting with your card. Okay. So it's quite interesting.
Your Visa card?
Your Visa card, yes.
Oh, no, there isn't any special.
GH Link.
Okay.
You have opportunity to win something.
Hey. And so all of us customers qualify to be part of it, or they are special?
Every customer with EcoBank, there's your opportunity. And if you are also not a customer of EcoBank, this is an opportunity to open an account. And these days, it's easier to open accounts. I'm sure you've seen adverts, sign here, sign.
That advert, no, you guys, you have to go and look for the guys who did this.
They did a great job.
And pay them more.
They did a great job.
That creative guy who developed the ad, champion.
And it reflects the reality.
Yes.
It reflects the reality.
Sometimes we forget the kind of hassle we used to go through to open an account. This one brings it back home. That's why I was telling someone, hey, Charlie, I remember how I opened my first account.
I hope they didn't ask you to draw.
Oh, no, I drew. I remember I drew that to my house.
That's it. But now it's been made easier. Yeah. You can pick your mobile app, download the mobile app, open an account, an express account, or go to our website and you have opportunity to use our online platform to open a current savings. Or even if you are in the diaspora, you can also have a diaspora account. And that's it. And you can be part of this.
Just open an account, and when you open the account, you can't be part of.
So long as you are doing a deposit, you are taking a loan, you are doing transactions on our digital platforms, you qualify to be part of the winners. And when it comes to deposit, again, it's easier to do deposit now. You don't need to go to the branch. You can access any of our 6,000 express points across Ghana. We have 6,000 outlets. For our agency banking across Ghana. and you can access any of them. If your funds are on mobile wallets, you can also move them into your account. If you have it with another bank, you can also move it in. If it is a remittance coming from another country, you can move it in. So there are different ways by which you can send funds into your account. And all we are saying is that once you open the account, fund it from any of these ways. Or if you are taking a loan, this is the time to do it. Take the loan. If you are doing transactions, continue to do transactions digitally. And you qualify to win points into the draw.
5-star enjoyment.
5-star enjoyment.
How often will these draws be held?
So we would have monthly draws. So every month for what you've done. And we are working with the NLA, Caritas, and they help us to ensure that there's fairness, and we go through the required process to select winners. So we are working with them, and every month. So what will happen is that the draw for November will happen early December. Draw for December will happen early January. Draw for January will happen early February. Initially, we actually wanted to push this to December, and the thought was like after December, people spend money, and the best time to give people reward will be January when we've had all the enjoyment and the year has started and that season begins. So that's why we pushed it all the way to January.
Okay. So if I win 10,000, how do I redeem it? You put it in my account or what?
Exactly.
Okay.
And we are very mindful of the fact that we can have fraudsters, take advantage of promos and campaigns like this, and just to, defraud people or probably socially engineer people to get information from them and later, defraud them. So if you are part of the winners, what we'll do is, after we've gone through the draw and the winners are selected, whatever the price is, if it is a cash price, we would credit your account. So when we are calling you, we are only calling you to inform you that the funds is in your account. And I'm sure you would have seen it already. If you are winning a coupon, we would let you know which of the branches would be, okay for you, whether our head office or any of the branches that are closer. Then you pick your coupon or you pick your prepaid card. So we are not going to call you to pick any information from you. We are not going to take your Ghana card details. We are not going to take your debit card, your credit card, your prepaid card details, as somebody will see, your ATM card details. We are not going to take anything. We are not going to take your OTP or anything. If we are calling you, it's just to inform you that you are part of the winners. Okay. And if it's a cash price, it's already in your account. Or if you are picking a price, let us know where you want to pick it, and we'll make it available to you.
William Danso-Abiam, grateful to you for coming on the show.
Thank you for having us.
He is the head consumer product, EcoBank Ghana. Be part of this 5-star promo being rolled out by EcoBank to celebrate their 40th anniversary. This is still the AM show. We'll take a break. We'll be back with more. Please do stay. So welcome back to the show, and I've been joined in the studio by Odamia Georgina Pobi. She's an admin at Winter's Special Gary Mix, right? JW Foods. Okay, all right. How are you? Great. So what do you do? Is it the only Gary Mix that you do? What is special about your product?
So for our product, I would say it's a healthy Gary. It's not just any Gary. We have it in 4 flavors, which are the original, which is with milk, cocoa flavor, beetroot, and turmeric flavor. Hey. Yes, please.
The original Gary itself.
Yes.
It has nothing in it.
That one has milk.
Just milk.
Yeah.
And then you have turmeric.
Turmeric.
And then you have beetroot.
Yeah.
So there's Gary that has turmeric in it.
Yes, please.
And one that has beetroot in it.
Yes,
hey. Why that?
So we thought of people normally like quick meal, but a healthy one. So we thought of bringing giving them ingredients with health benefits. So for the beetroot, for instance, it reduces blood pressure and it improves the health of the heart. And turmeric too, it prevents joint pains.
Okay.
Yes, so our mothers who normally have joint pains, they can take the Gary with the turmeric.
Yeah, so you're giving us more things than just the Gary.
Yes.
So if you crave for the Gary, because sometimes you say, oh, raw Gary has its own side effect, you're adding several things to make it more healthier.
Yes, please. And we also have coconut flakes in it.
Coconut what?
Flakes.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
In the
Gary.
soakings.
Yes.
Hey, did you bring some?
No. But don't worry, I have a package for you. Yes.
I have
a package
now
for you. Now
I'm salivating, and then you didn't bring the thing.
I have a package for you.
So where would we get the Gary, this winter special Gary mix?
Okay, so we are located at Oyarifa Ghana Flag. And you can also contact us on 055-189-9998 or 020.
No. Say, mention that number again.
055-189-9998.
Okay.
Or 020.
Okay.
6262
Okay. This is Wintix.
Yes.
So why should consumers purchase your Gary mix?
So as I said
But there are several on
earlier,
the market, right?
Yes. As I said earlier, because of the health benefits, consumers have to purchase our Gary.
Because it goes beyond just the milk.
Yes, just the milk.
Yeah. What does the coconut do in the mix?
So we first replace that with a granite.
Okay.
But we got to know people still like the granite, so we added the granite to it. So you still have granite and still have the coconut flakes.
Wow. Okay. When it comes to school children or schools and parents, do you run special promos for them?
Yes. So we have a school promo, which is a pack. For the pack, you get a pack for just 100 cedis, and there are 26 pieces of the Gary in it. And
100. And
yeah,
100.
Yes, please.
Okay.
And you get a special gift in the package.
Yes. That's special for schools.
Yes.
Okay. So if I'm not a school or I'm not a parent, I don't get that special offer.
You can come to buy, and we also have wholesale prices. Yes, which is very affordable.
So apart from where you are, where can we get this mix?
So Medina.
Okay.
Hand of God. Yes. It's near the police station at the Medina.
And are you looking for distributors and wholesalers?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes. So if anyone wants to be a distributor or a wholesaler, the person can contact us. We'll give you directions to our office. You come there. We talk business.
Oh, okay. Yes. You talk business?
Yes.
Would the person has to get a huge capital before?
No.
Okay. No. It's not anything huge.
Yes, please.
Ali, get me my product here.
Don't worry.
All right. Thank you for coming. So that's my dear sister, Odamia Georgina Pobi. I love your name, Odamia.
Thank you.
She's an administrator at JW Food. So the company is JW Food.
Yes, please.
And the brand is Winters Special. What is the meaning of Winters?
Winters is a name.
Okay. All right then. Please go to where they are. Is
Oyarifa
Ghana Flag. Go there and do business with the JW Food. They have a sweet Gary mix that you'd enjoy. Look, a Gary mix that has turmeric in it, that has the beetroot. That's something that we've all been chasing. So go there, purchase their food, and eat healthy, and do business with them as well. Thank you very much for coming, Madam.
Thank you.
This is still the AM show. We'll just be back with more. Do stay with us. All right, welcome back to the show. Let's talk about the World Prematurity Day 2025. Have you heard it before? Well, I've been joined in the studio by members from the J Foundation. The founder herself, Na Kwokun Ayii, is here. Hi. Na.
Hi.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Did I get it right?
Yeah, Na Kwokun Ayii.
Okay. And then Ayamba Smith is a member of the J Foundation Kit. Hi, how are you? I'm well. Can you speak any Ghanaian language?
Not really, but I understand tree.
What's a tree? Oh,
Yeah,
tree,
a little.
A little. Okay, anyway. But now let me start with you.
Okay.
What is this Prematurity Day all about?
Okay, so actually, it's World Prematurity Month. So the month of November has been slated as World Prematurity Month, and then day itself is November 17th. So Monday will be World Prematurity Day, and it's celebrated everywhere in the world. It's a day that has been dedicated to create awareness for preterm babies or babies born too soon. And it's a day that we show love to them. We donate to the hospitals as well as the mothers.
So this is for preterm
babies. Yes, babies born before their time.
Okay. And why do we do this?
Okay, so in the first place, these babies come out struggling. Once they come out early, that means they are not fully developed, and so they need a lot of medical care and attention. Most of these babies are abandoned in the hospitals, and most of the mothers go through a lot of financial, emotional, and mental distress. And so no mother wants to have her baby born early and to go through that. So they are celebrated. Most of them too don't make it. So they are celebrated across the world because they start life struggling already. Life is already a struggle. And then you are born, you have to fight for your life. You have to be in the hospital for months before you become a full-term baby and go home.
So on this day or in the month, what do we do?
Okay. So normally what we do is that we clean the hospitals, where the hospitals that have the big NICUs like Kolebu, Tema General, Shire Sudoku, and the like. We do a thorough cleaning of the place to reduce infection. Infection is one of the main killer of these preterm babies. So they cannot stand any infection because they are weak. And so we clean the hospitals thoroughly to reduce the mortality rate. And then we also have a talk with the mothers, encourage them that they need to eat well to be able to ensure that the babies thrive. Now, if you don't eat well, you don't get good breast milk and you cannot feed your baby well. So we encourage them. We also donate food items to the mothers. If you are talking to a mother and you don't have eggs, beans, things like abejo and kontomire to encourage her to eat, it will just be like any other nurse or doctor telling her what to do or what to eat. And so we go with food items and we encourage the mothers to eat well so that they can get good breast milk for the babies. Then we donate to the hospitals as well. Medical equipment like baby cots. They have different cots that they are put in. And then we donate medical equipment as well. Cord sheets, we have to change their cord sheets regularly so that they don't get infected. And many more things, yes.
I mean, listening to you, do you have a story? Why the GAF Foundation? What led you into this?
Okay, so yes, so I had a preterm baby and the experience wasn't pleasant. And so I decided not to call into my show like many others have done, but to speak about it, create awareness, let other people know that they are going through the same thing. There are people that have gone through the same thing, and we are here to support them emotionally, financially, and in any other way. Yes. And the beautiful thing is that in 2019, we started the GAF Foundation Kids Project, where we had children who are born preterm, of the ages between 3 to 18. And they've grown. From 2019, it's been 6 years, and Ayamba was very little.
So Ayamba is a member, is part of.
Yes.
You are preterm as well.
No, she's not preterm. Okay. So we had preterm babies, and then babies who like her who are born full term, but are supporting them. Okay. So they want to be the voice. They want to advocate for these babies in the hospital and be their voice. And in 2019, they sold things at the various malls to raise funds to buy oxygen for hospitals.
Oh.
This year, they are creating awareness in their schools and churches and other places as well. And that's why we have Ayamba here. Yeah.
So Ayamba, tell me, how's the journey been for you as a young girl?
Oh, it's been amazing. So I started when I was 8, and the first time we went to a mall, I really wanted to sell as many items or as many things to raise a lot of funds for these babies. And now that's when November for World Prematurity Month, I'm excited again to spread awareness for these babies.
So I know what drives you, what drove you to say, I want to be part of this cause?
Well, I do also have some friends who were born prematurely, and it was really, they told me their stories, and it was really sad to hear. So I want to give back to the people, to the mothers or to the babies as well, who are born prematurely or who have premature kids.
So this year, what do you want to do?
Oh, so we're spreading awareness in churches and on radio stations too.
But are you selling this year too?
No.
No, we are not selling.
So these preterms, even though when they grow, they still have challenges they go through?
Well, it depends on how they are taken care of when they come out. So when they come out, they need to, the last thing that develops is the lungs. Okay, and so they struggle with breathing. So they are supposed to be given enough oxygen. Now, if the oxygen is not regulated, some of them come out blind. So if you give them too much oxygen, there's something called the oxygen flow meter.
But when the baby comes out, it is not blind.
Yes.
But because of the oxygen level,
yes,
they can go blind.
Yes, yes. So they have to be taken very good care of. And that's why we keep them in NICUs, the neonatal intensive care units, where they are monitored carefully. And then everything is measured. Even their feeding is measured. It's in bits, it's in drops, to ensure that every part of their body is developed carefully. So this doesn't develop in the womb. So that means they're developing outside the womb. And so you have to create an environment like they're in the womb. So that warmth, that care, that love should be there. If this baby comes out and doesn't get all these things, they might get some complications as they grow up, yes. But ideally, once they get all this, the proper care and love, the breast milk, within 1 to 6 months, they start growing like a normal baby. Yes, they start growing like a normal baby. I would like to also explain that from 30 to 40 weeks, normally when you're pregnant, that's the fattening period for the baby. So when they come out, they are very small, and they struggle to gain the weight. Because God made it such that when you are in the womb, you grow beautifully. But you are now out, you are excreting. Yeah, so then it reduces the weight that you gain, and then it prolongs your journey to gain weight. And that's why I spoke about the 1 to 6 months. But immediately they gain the weight and they start growing beautifully. They are like normal.
Okay.
Yes. They might have challenges walking early because they came out early. Yeah. So if they were supposed to come out in June and they come in April, like what happened to me, that means you should know that they have 2 birthdays then. Okay. Because the doctor will give you a due date. That's June. And then your baby comes in April. So then the development has to be calculated in that stead, yes.
So yours came in April?
Yes, I was supposed to have my babies end of June, but they came in April.
Oh, they're twins?
Yes. Wow. And then, so prematurity happens mostly to multiples. You can't have the babies to full term when you're carrying multiples. Yes. Okay. So, yes.
Where are they?
They are there. Next time, we will take them round. So, yes, we will be seeing most of them. Yeah, next time I'll bring one of them.
That will be adorable.
Probably next week, yes.
It will be adorable to see them.
Yes. They are well. We have some that have grown to be doctors and pilots, and we have an educational documentary that has featured these people. Yes. Yes, please.
Do you have support coming from other organizations in what you do?
Yes, please. Yes, okay. Please. So we've had support from various people, and we want to show our appreciation, especially the media houses. Because when we come on air to speak about this, we get people contacting us to help. Prematurity is a very gray area that parents don't want to talk about. And we are creating awareness because of the stigma. And so we've had organizations like El-Wak supporting us from day one till date. Every year they support us. We have Margins ID. We've had several people supporting us, individuals. And then I must say that I have a team of about 15 to 20 parents that every month pay an amount towards this cause.
Oh.
Yes. So they are directors and members of the J Foundation, as well as the parents of the J Foundation kids. So they are passionate about it. We want to make change. We want to fix the problem. In Ghana, it's a gray area. We don't like talking about it. And we like to attribute it to witchcraft and you doing something bad in the past and all those things. But we want to say that anybody can have a baby early and it's of no fault of yours. Yes, so we are here to support the hospitals.
How can the problems be fixed?
Okay, so for us, our short-term goal is to reduce the mortality rate. And by doing that is by simple things, by cleaning the hospitals regularly, having talks with the mothers to keep themselves clean before they go and pick up their babies.
When they are in the NICU?
Yes, when they are in the NICU, motivating the doctors and nurses. And then that's our short-term goal. So that reduces the mortality rate, which is very high, like 30%. So if you have 10 babies born, 3 of them will die. And so that's high. Our long-term goal is to put up NICUs across the country. We don't have a lot of NICUs in the country, and so that is our aim, to put up proper structures, not the small rooms created in our maternity wards to take out these babies. Yes. So that will fix the problem, because immediately you create an avenue where you can attend to these babies properly, they will thrive. Yes.
Okay, let me come to you. Amber. This must be a fulfilling journey for you.
Yes.
Knowing that you're part of something like this.
Yeah.
And what are the lessons you've learned along the way?
That I should be grateful for where I am right now, because I did come out tiny. I was a full-term baby, but my mom wasn't really eating properly. So I am grateful for where I am now. And also, I have a lot of compassion to those preterm babies who are doctors and pilots right now, because you can see where they came from. They were fragile when they came out of the womb, and look at them now.
What message will you send to people who are watching us, especially young people like yourself?
Do not judge a baby's ability to grow, because if look at some preterm babies in the past, they grew up to be pilots and doctors. So yeah.
Thank you very much. Your last words in 30
Yes,
seconds.
so please, if anyone wants to contact us, they should visit our website, jfoundation.net, and the J is JAY foundation.net. We have all our information there. We have our documentaries there as well. You can connect to our YouTube channel and then watch our videos there. So yes, and thank you for having us.
Thank you for coming.
Yes,
Ayii is the founder of J Foundation, and Amber Smith
Yes.
is a J Foundation Kids member. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you so much.
We'll be back soon with our last, interaction. Stay with us. Welcome back to the show, and today I get an opportunity to talk about something that is dear to me, and again, sit down with people who helped in molding me as a human being. I always tell you I am an agric person, and I have been joined by my lecturers, Professor Hagan, who is the dean, right, Prof?
The head of department.
The head of department, exactly. And then someone whose name we used to mention, Van der Puje, Professor Grace Van der Puje. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Professor, let me start from you. This is the UCC at 50, the School of Agric at 50. What are we celebrating? I mean...
Okay, so thanks for asking that question. Let me take the opportunity to say good morning to your listeners and School of Agric members. The school has been in existence for the past 50 years. from 1975, we've trained quite a number of people in various fields and in various areas of the economy. So we thought it wise that 50 years is long enough to celebrate, to recognize, and also let people know contribution we've made to the development of the country and even beyond. So we are bringing all our alumni together. We are also showcasing what we've done for the past 50 years, and we're also seeking for support to move the school from where it is to the next level, so that we'll be able to contribute meaningfully to the development of the country and beyond. Okay. That is exactly what we want to do for this celebration.
All right. Prof, so in trying to move the school from where it is to the next level, what do we intend doing?
Well, we have put in place, before I start, let me also take the opportunity to say good morning to our listeners and to thank you for giving us the opportunity to be here. Yes, we are celebrating 50 years, and we have in place a program, you know, to let people know that we are around. I'm sure for some time now, many people don't know much about the School of Agriculture in the University of Cape Coast, even though we've trained a lot of students. We don't make too much noise, you know, but we think that this is an opportunity for us to let people know more about the School of Agriculture. Okay. So we have put a program in place, and the first thing we did was to have a launching. That was sometime in September, in August, yes. So we had a launching where we launched the program, and then we had a brass band to move around campus, and then to, you know, for people to be aware that the School of Agric is 50 years. Okay. Then we also intend to have a seminar series where we have some of our senior citizens, our lecturers who are on retirement, to come and talk about the school and what the school did previously, and then younger ones to talk about what we intend to do. Okay, all right. We also have a program in place where we would have an agricultural fair. Okay. You know, where we intend to exhibit. This will include people from the agric sector in industry to come together and exhibit. And then during that time, if you need to buy a product to use on your farm, for example, what we intend to do is to give some form of training whilst at the to help.
Because of time, we would have to just cut it in. But Prof, just 30 seconds, Professor Hagan. I understand that we used to have the school farm, right? And then the technology village. What's the target for it, this 50th anniversary?
Yeah, so what we intend to do is to expand the school farm. We also facelift the technology village. The technology village is supposed to be a center where we showcase all the technologies the school has been able to develop. So people will come and learn the different technologies in the agric sector, and also to train people on the various areas. So we are seeking support to develop the place into a first-class center for training and for development of various technologies in agriculture. So that's one of the things we intend doing. And then just a quick one, we also want to organize a special quiz competition for the secondary schools. Okay. Just like we have the National Science and Maths quiz, we also want to have a National Agricultural quiz to promote the teaching and learning of agriculture in secondary schools. All right. And we intend to establish school farms in some of these secondary schools.
Thank you very much, Prof. Our time is almost up. Professor Hagan is head of the department. Professor Grace Vanderpoy, taught me a lot when I was on campus. Thank you very much for coming. We'll end it here. Up next on the channel is the news desk. Please stay tuned.